Hold on. There we go. You got a listen. It is week 0. It is sipping on Sundays. It's on a Monday. It's a big show. Zoe Phillips, Mr. Campbell, man, listen, we about to take this thing over this week, Zoe. You know what? Listen, man. There's a fine tradition of Monday night shows on this off-script channel. And we bringing it to the Rocky Mail channel. So listen, you had, Afterglow. You had Outspoken. And now Sipping on Sundays got to come on Monday, Zoe. This is the big, Zoe, this Monday slot, man. Hey, we got a lot to hold up to, my boy. We got a lot to hold up to. But Zoe, let me tell you something about me, man. I got some haters out there. They said Mr. Campbell ain't all that.
What?
Yeah, I got some haters, man.
What?
Boy, call me names, talk about my business, talking about talking about my money.
No.
Yeah, can you believe that? So talk about your boy. But let me tell you something about me though. I walk with favor. And I got so much favor. I can make a few phone calls, though. I can make a few phone calls. So Nightcap, had and Ocho, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. But they had to bring Joe in, right? They had to bring Joe, to round it out. Because, see, that's what people say. Man, you and Zoe, y'all too much Mississippi, man. Y'all be talking and capping for Jackson State and capping for FAMU and all that. That's all I hear, Zoe. But
look, before you tell them what you tell them now, let them know, because you brought up Nightcap. You got to let them know. This ain't Nightcap. This is more like a happy hour.
Cocktail hour.
Cocktail hour. I like it.
Happy hour. Happy, what I'm saying? 2 for 1s. But we're going to give you 2 for 3 over here. That's what I'm trying to tell them, man. Listen. So listen, let me tell you something. A lot of people have shows, though. And nothing wrong with that. Do a lot of great jobs, stuff like that. So. But I'm going to tell you one thing they don't have. What they don't have, other than maybe one show, unless it's a coach's show. They ain't got to take the key on the show right here, boy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, wait a minute. Sipping on Sundays on a Monday? The third wheel? The coach? The X's and O's? Come on, man.
I'm here.
Coach, tell them. Coach, tell them where you at on a Monday night.
At cocktail hour. Yeah, cocktail hour. Hey. This ain't Nightcap. This ain't Ocho. This ain't Unc. This Coach Teddy Keaton, and I'm in the building today.
Hey, man, I want to tell them that meant the man, little brother. I want to tell y'all that now. That meant the man, little brother.
That's what's up.
Listen, man, it's game week, dog. Look, y'all see what it is. We going throwback. Look, we ain't been to Nashville, bro, since 1990. We wore this last time we was up there, dog. We finna go up there and we finna go beat Tennessee State up, dog. I had to break it out. It's game week now, dog. Steve, you muted. You muted, Steve.
Don't step on the lead, because we got that's part of the show. Don't step on the lead.
We finna go beat them up, dog.
Don't step on the lead. But first of all, man, listen, I want to thank everybody on a Monday night, sipping on Sundays on the morning. Monday, Mr. Campbell, Zoe. And guess what? Now, Coach Teddy Keaton, man, we are going to bring you all the news. We're going to bring you all the breakdowns about all the games, man. Week 0 is here. We're going to break down the MEAC. We're going to break down the SWAC, man. We might talk about a couple things. Who knows, man? And I'm going to tell you this, though. I ain't finished, because I done made a couple phone calls, too. And I got some superstars coming on a little bit later. Once they plane lands, though, I got a superstar coming on.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm going to take it from the car. You my guy, Mr. Campbell. I'm going to take it from the car. So I got a superstar coming on maybe about an hour. Got a little local hero coming on. But, man, listen, man. We are here. Please hit the like button and things like that. I mean, we're going to get right into it. And so, listen, we got to do segment. This, that, and the other. And I seen some this, that, and the other, man. And this, that, and that other, man, it's just crazy. So, and we got and you know what's great about this? We got a coach here. That is what's great. We got a coach. And I'm going to ask Coach about this. So, man, I'm going to share my screen as we know how we do. And, Coach, this thing here with this judge's ruling where these guys can come back just got a little bit crazy, Coach. So we're going to break this down and see how this affects what's going to happen in the NCAA. This is That's Coach Keaton. That's who it is. One of the greatest offensive minds in the sport. That's who it is. And Coach going to break it down. He's going to tell you a little bit. Coach, this young man, Ole Miss former football player, got waived by the Browns and is set to join LSU. Cleveland Browns have waived Daquan Wright and has an agreement in place to play for LSU if he clears waivers. Super agent Drew Rosenhaus and Kyle Lincoln told ESPN. Wright is believed to be the first player to have an agreement to return in college after signing an NFL team as an undrafted free agent. He signed with the Eagles after the draft and was claimed by the Browns. He did not appear in Cleveland's first 2 preseason games, and Wright has not practiced. Now, here's the thing. Let me just show you about this kid, because I had to look this up, man. And I got another article here about what he did over here at Ole Miss. So let me stop sharing that. And let's talk about who this kid is. Cause man, I think, and this kid, man, this right here, if this can go down, this is gonna be incredible, and it's gonna be crazy. So look, listen to what here right here, coach. So this is this kid, and I want to get to his numbers and what he did at Ole Miss. So let's just kind of roll down here. We talked about it. Browns waiting. We talked about him. Go down. And Louisiana did that. But this is the thing. Wright had coach. Now, this is the SEC. Wright had a productive final season at Ole Miss, catching 39 passes for 635 yards and 5 touchdowns. Over 4 college seasons at Virginia Tech and Ole Miss, he accumulated 113 receptions for 1,600 yards and 9 touchdowns. Coach, this ain't no regular kid. This kid can play. Coach, I'm gonna start with you, Coach, because you brand new here on Sippin on Sundays on a Monday, off script channel, Rocky Mill channel. Coach, what's going on here in the NCAA?
I mean, your roster got to be, first of all, if I had a team, I'd be trying to get him 2. So I'm not going to, not what they're trying to do. That's good numbers there. But the second thing is, who's going to get displaced off the 105 roster for him to get a spot back now? So now you're going to have a kid, he's going to LSU, right?
Yep,
that's correct. He's going from, he played at Ole Miss, left, and now he's following Lane Kiffin down to LSU.
So who's going to get pushed off the Who's gonna get pushed off the 105 roster? So where's that other guy on the number 105? And you just saw the numbers, so they probably still at 104, waiting on him to take the 105 spot. I don't like it. I hate it. I think it's very distasteful from the NCAA standpoint. It means we don't know who's running. It's a case of the tail wagging the dog, not the dog wagging the tail. And is the NFL really the end point of what kids want to be at now? If you give somebody that kind of money to stay and come back to college, he can't make that money on the practice squad.
No, sir.
Do you hear me? He can't make that amount of money on the practice squad. So it's more lucrative for him to go back to college and play. And then I get paid. Then to sit on the practice squad where he might not make half that money.
Here's my own thing, Coach. I firmly believe that this is going to set a bad precedent.
It is.
I think, but in a different way though. I think it's going to set a bad precedent for that player, because remember, the end goal is still get to the NFL. Yes. And if you look at the press conference today from Todd Monken, remember, he was second team all conference, but they cut him. But then also bear in mind what is this going to look like for you next season, right? Because again, they can be stubborn. Sometimes they can make an example out of you. Look at the Texas Tech quarterback that was gambling. Sometimes this could set a bad precedent for that player. Right. And sometimes all money ain't good money. You could be trying to get more money going back to college, and then this can end up screwing you over trying to make it back to the big leagues. So, I think sometimes because they can use him as an example as a deterrent. The NCAA is going to actually put something in place to prevent this, going forward. But for whatever reason, because there's always some type of loophole, right? But this is going to set a bad precedent, and I hate for this young man to be made an example out of, which I firmly believe in my heart of hearts is going to happen.
I don't know. I don't have Mr. Cam. I'm not going to say that he will be. I don't know if he'll be made an example of, because right now they need to get some real boundaries in place. Like, it's just that if I write a rule and say this is what it is, and a judge can come in and overrule my rule and say he can't play, then are we really under some rules?
But see, bear in mind, that's why I'm saying he can be made an example out of, because again, they know sometimes like these players can go back and make an injunction. But I'm gonna use old saying my dad used to tell me, you want to win or be successful.
I'm with you on that.
So right, you can win this. You can win this one, but lose in the long run, because what you're doing is short sighted. You're thinking about the now. But remember, just because you get this one victory right now, you got to be looking next year, because next year is coming. And see, okay, yeah, you got money now, But then what happens if they railroad you? Because again, we were having a similar conversation. Those
the NCAA might have got Zoe.
They got him.
They got it. See this. See, they don't want to talk about this, coach. Well, I tell you
They
what,
want us to move on from this topic.
No.
So you back?
Yeah,
I'm back, man. The football guy trying to say something, coach.
You better stop talking.
They trying to get you. But coach, let me tell you what I saw. And coach, you know about this. You remember, I think it was 2 years ago, they had what they call ghost transfers. The guys just said, okay, I missed the transfer window. I'll just quit school and I'll enroll in another school. So the NCAA said, okay, we can't do anything to those players because we don't want to get a lawsuit. So you know what they did, coach? They said any coach that takes a ghost transfer, we're going to penalize them. And they're going to sit out X amount of game, and they're going to get a financial penalty. That's the thing about it. So I think what the NCAA is going to do is to say, or the SEC is going to do, is say, okay, Lane, go ahead and take him. We're going to suspend you for 5-6 games. Because they can control the coaches. They can do whatever they want to the coaches. They can't do anything to the players. That's what it is.
Correct.
So that's why I think what you're going to see is that you're going to see the commissioner from the SEC say, listen, now, of course, LSU's one of their big money makers, and they know it's going to be a lot of money because of Lane Kiffin. And they're probably going to make a phone call and say, listen, don't make me have to drop this hammer on you and suspend you for X amount of games.
You was going to take the thought out of my hand. This is where it's going to start coming back on the coaches, though. You know, Ms. Campbell, this is where it's going to start coming back on us as coaches. They're going to start saying, okay, like to Mr. Campbell's point, I can't do nothing with the players. The judges can step in for that, but we all governed by the same body here in the SEC. Now the coaches and the Coaches Association, the coaches' chair is going to meet together and say, well, if you do A, B, C, D, and E, it's already an uneven playing field if you really want to look at it for who got the most money, who's willing to spend the most money. And when you're not spending, and I don't think football games are won off who spends the most money. I'm going to be very clear when I say this. I don't think football games are won off who spends the most money. Let me tell you why. Because if that was the case, Texas and Texas A&M would beat everybody and win national championships every year because they spend more money per capita than any other program. And they money long now. We're not talking about no short. That's how Texas Tech was able to come up now. That oil money makes business now. People don't realize they making cattle and oil money. Come on now.
Coach.
SMU too.
Yeah, SMU too. Yeah, I remember the SMU set the precedents for death penalty. They was the reason why we got the death penalty because they had that money rolling through. But what I'm saying is, if they want to be, I don't think that's the case. How you spend your money, if you ask me, is who you're spending your money on. That player, if he gets him to LSU, that's a clear advantage. That he's added a diamond in the rough type guy, a 25, 26-year-old guy with those type of stats to his program. You know that somebody's going to be at the coaching table saying SEC. That's why they came out with their statement. Somebody said this ain't going to be fair now because it's going to make everybody else have to. I mean, you're talking about a great player there now. You ain't talking about no trash. I'm just saying what I'm talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach, I just think that, again, when you look at it, he played for Coach Lane Kiffin. He knows the offense. He comes back. And this is what's crazy. And, Coach, you just hit it right on the head. And this is what you think about Drew Rosenhaus, one of the super agents. And it's just like you said, Coach, he's going to get high 6 figures at least, which is going to be way more than practice squad. He's going to go down there. And that's the thing that's most incredible. And what I don't like about this is, Coach, like what you just said, the fairness of it, you've got a kid that potentially he might displace off the team potentially. That's the thing that I'm just like, this is just crazy. So, you know, man, we're going to have to follow this again. I'm going to see.
Zoe don't care about fair. Zoe said if he can get him, he going to get him. That's how Zoe feel. Zoe don't care about no fairness. That's my problem. If I had the money, you better go get it.
Hey, man, life ain't fair. Fair is where you go judge pigs.
Me and Mr. Campbell thinking about ethics and morals. Zoe thinking about winning.
About winning all the time.
And Lane don't care nothing about that. Lane tells you all the time. He is not. They paying Lane too much money at LSU. Lane is the most talked about coach right now in the country. So Lane got to show up. And if Lane got to go backwards, I don't care what he do, he's gonna do it. But I'm telling you, this is gonna all come back. I think to Zoe's point, it ain't about what happened this year. It's about what's gonna happen going forward. and what that's going to look like for that kid when he tries to go back to the NFL, if he ever make it back to the NFL.
And let me make sure I say this too, because there's one thing that we have data on in all of this, and that is, at the end of the day, it's going to all come crumbling down for LSU, because wherever Lane Kiffin's go, whenever he left a dumpster fire.
Come on, man. Man, you don't believe in the lane trains, though? You don't believe in the lane train?
Yeah, for about a good 3-4 years. But the train when he leaves, the train go off the tracks. That much is a given. We have enough data to see that.
Well, listen, man, we're gonna go to the next thing, because this was the main thing. Now, we don't condone what I'm about to post, but I did. Well, because we Christian men over here and everything. Listen, yeah, and I just set that up to sound all crazy. But Coach, I got the bet spread right here, Coach, and these spreads look kind of large for some of these HBCUs, and I wanted to say, wait a minute, what we got going on over here? So, Coach, we don't bet, but Coach, sometimes the spread does say what they think about a team. Speak for yourself.
I'm just saying, man, that second game look like a FBS FCS game. I do declare.
Well, let's start from the top. Prairie View, Tarleton is favored by 24.5 at Tarleton State. Jackson State on the road is favored by 19.5. I'm going to go down to Southern and Alabama State. Southern on the road, Alabama favored at home, 20 points. Now, you got a close one down here, Alabama A&M Howard, with Howard being favored by 2.5. But Coach, what does this say when you got at week 0 that we got 20-point spreads coming out the gate?
You ever seen you ever listen to the old Ice Cube and he said, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. That's what they think about you. That's what they think. I've never seen a game be played on tape. I guarantee you, Tremaine Jackson's team is not 24 points. Tarleton State is not that big of a gap to them. I guarantee you that. Hell, Austin Peay and Gardner Webb should be 24 points if you ask me.
Coach, I got a question. I got a question. Your guarantee, is it like Denzel with Blue Magic, or is it more like Charles Barkley?
It's a household name. You can mix it. I don't care what you call it. It's always going to show up. I'm telling you now. What is we talking about? PV is not. Come on now. You're going to get me out of my pocket now. They biased. The numbers is telling you to bet.
Man.
Listen, Coach, I'm going to come to you, but I'm setting this up. Shout out to Coach T-Jack. T-Jack said, hey, man, we got 2 parts of our schedule. We got the SWAC Celebration Bowl schedule, and we got, hey, man, we let folks know that we in the house. You know what I mean? I'm paraphrasing. You know what I mean? Respect schedule, out of conference schedule. I'm telling you, if T-Jack is looking at this, I know Coach T-Jack. I know he loving every bit of that 24.5 sitting up there, and he telling them guys, okay, this is what they think. So what you think T-Jack telling them boys up there down in Prairie View?
We gonna put one leg in front of the other one. Oh, I think he gonna tell him.
I wish I had access to the. He. I tell you what he telling them. He was running them the other day, and he had I don't know what it was called. It was an old hymn. I'm working for the Lord or something he had going on. That's what he telling them. He telling them that he not going down. T-Jack he believe in what he do. T-Jack believe in what he do. He told you he was a winner. And he believed that. Jackson ain't scared of them, boy. Jackson did what he did at Vat Austin. He did what he did when he came to what?
Because you know you ain't gotta be scared to take no whooping though.
Because he ain't getting no whooping.
Okay.
My man ain't going up there to get whooped. All right. We'll talk about this later on. We still got another show after this is over. He not going up there to get no whooping.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you that right now. Look, my money going. I'm not saying he might not can't win it. But I know he going in it with the mindset he gonna win it, and it ain't gonna be no 24-point difference.
No, I just can't. No, man. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. Now here, Peasy. Shout out to Peasy, man. All corn in the building. And this is what I thought. If you want to just be honest, I mean, I can see this right here. But 24.5 And you know, we're gonna talk about we got certain games that we're gonna be taking a look at. But when I saw this, now Zoe, you got the JSU J hat on.
Man,
How
you see it?
disrespectful is this? 20 points
It
against
ain't.
one of your ultra rivals? Come on, Zoe.
It is not disrespectful. We're gonna break it down. It's right on cue. It's right on. It's on board. It's right where it need to be. We're gonna break down the numbers. You know what I'm saying? We love data. We're gonna break down the numbers, dog. Because I mean, we're gonna be real close saying JSU by 40. It ain't gonna be that because this first game, you got first thing, you know, we ain't got no preseason. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be a well-oiled machine. But they gonna get a well-oiled beat down though in Nashville. We put it out
So
today, man. Look.
fan right now.
Oh,
So
look,
I'm not gonna say that.
Look, Juville, Jacksonville.
Hold on. Tennessee State got one. They got Matt Leone over there. Matt Leone can call some plays. Now I don't care what nobody say. He can dial them up. TC is my that's family there. Now I love Jackson State, but I'm gonna say this here: it's gonna be a closer game than you think it's gonna be now, and it ain't gonna be in. We gonna see. You know, it's a rival game, so you don't know what's gonna happen there.
Coach, I'm gonna ask you a question, Coach. I'm gonna ask you a question. If you were happen to see anybody predict a team to win or beat another team by 17 plus points, would you agree to that?
No, I don't know. I don't think that game is ever going to be 17.
No. I ain't say Jackson. I ain't say Jackson State, Tennessee State. I said any game. Do you see any game of any team beating another team by 17 plus points? Not on this board, just in general. I don't think you do, Coach.
I don't.
See,
I don't think that the games. I don't think that.
See,
I don't think that we're that far apart. I still don't think that none of these teams on this schedule, on this board right here, ain't none of them teams that far apart from each other, Coach. I don't care what they're not 24 in the points, they're not 19. They may be a touchdown or two away from each other. So let's go. You got Southern and Alabama State right there.
Yeah,
20,
I was just about to come to that was the one.
So you got it at 20 points. So who in favor 20 points?
All in favor side.
I'm talking about who was the favorite winner here? I don't.
Alabama State by 20 and a half.
Why? Because they got the veteran team and they got the quarterback. Is that what they're saying?
Is that home? Coach, so all right, Coach, let me ask you a question.
Hold on, you want me to go? So you want me to go further?
Keep going.
You want to break it down further?
Break it down further.
Okay. Do you know how bad Southern was against the run last year? Do you know how putrid that defense was last year? You got the HBCU offensive player coming back into this game 1 at home against a team that they destroyed in the second half, and then actually after that game, because Southern put up a fight in the first quarter and destroyed Southern in that second half, and then Southern would just the hinges came off after that game, specifically after they played Jack State 2 games later, and Southern's defense was putrid all year. Now you're bringing a brand new coach, first time head coach, brand new offense.
Hold on, Zoe. You talking about a team from last year?
Okay,
no team has a new. Every year we live every life like it has a history of its own. That's last year. We're not talking about what's going to happen. Nobody don't know what is going to happen.
Okay, Coach, let me ask you a question then.
Yeah.
So who do you have picked to win the East in the SWAC?
I don't know. I got to get through 3 or 4 games first.
You got to get through 3 or 4 games?
I need 3 or 4 games.
So you're going to tell me you don't have an inclination whatsoever?
No.
Coach.
No. It's going to be tighter than you think. I'm telling you now. You got to see what these teams look like. I got to know what these lines look like. I got to know what's happening up front. I got to know what their D lines look like. I got to see that.
Okay, well, Coach, if you were bad, if you bad last year, you ain't finna make no wholesale change on the old line in 1 year.
You better because you're gonna be fine.
You said you better, but you said you better.
I went to the championship 1 year and I messed up and didn't win enough games this year. I'm like, what is you talking about, though?
You talking about? Hold on, now, Coach. You talking about that? Look, that's you talking about old stuff now. See what you did there?
Somebody had to make some changes. My D line was the worst, and I take over a team. Guess what I'm doing? My first thing is find me some run stoppers. I'm spending money on the D line.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I got to look at the quarterback play. Yes, I think that Alabama State clearly has a great quarterback, but we know that there's other people that's picked, and I've seen some good. I do a lot of roster checking to see who got what. I think that there's going to be some players that's going to be able to come up, but you can't tell that right now. I don't know. I just don't think that that's there yet.
Well, Coach, let me ask you a question. And you're correct. This game is the Birmingham Classic in Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Charles McClellan, the SWAC commissioner. He's been trying to get this game up, and he's got it going. Coach, I got a question. You got Marshall Faulk, brand new coach, come up against his homeboy Eddie Robinson, who is an experienced coach with an experienced team. What do you been, Coach? You've been a rebuilder. Tell me what's going through Marshall Faulk's mind when he's playing a team that people pick to win the SWAC. And this is his first game. It's going to be everybody watching, national TV. Everybody's going to see what's going on. Andrew Body coming back, trying to be the back-to-back SWAC player of the year. What's going on down in Southern? What do you think Coach Marshall Faulk is thinking?
Hell, I don't know what Coach Marshall Faulk thinks. Coach Marshall Faulk got on TV and say he don't know what the hell going on. He's trying to figure it out. What is we talking about? He said it himself. He's still trying to figure this out. So we don't know. I don't know. That's why he asking me questions. And I'm telling you, the man said himself that he don't know what's going on right now. Am I right or wrong? Did I misread that?
Now, Coach, my nephew, Lionel.
Boy, this going to be a fun season, dog.
PV versus everybody. Lionel said he respect a man that knows limitations, Coach. And maybe he was thinking about he's new coach, and he said, I don't know what I don't know. Maybe he's looking at it like that, Coach. Maybe he's saying, I'm going to be humble, and I'm learning every day, and I got to figure this out because, Coach, it's new to him. Coach, we talked about this before we came on. It's new to him.
Right. It's all new to him, Coach. So he don't know what to expect. He never been in our leagues. He don't know what the kid's going to do. He don't know nothing, but he got to find out. And he got a good test early to find out if he really got what he say he got. And he's lost some key players now in camp that he was dependent on. And you can see it in his interviews that he feel like, oh, man. A blow is a blow. I don't care. I tell people all the time. Two players leaving off your team or getting hurt could make the season go real bad. It depends on how much you're dependent on them now. That's fact. So I don't really know if 20 points. If he fixed the D lines, they'll say he might not have fixed it, but he did say they ain't have no money. He did say that. So he had to find some way to get some D tackles because I saw a couple games where they were just grabbing the what's that game? It was running through that thing. Now I saw it too now. So I'm not gonna say I didn't see it, but I can't tell you who gonna win and who can't right now because I gotta see a couple games. And after I see a couple games, then I'll be like, okay, I know where I'm headed now.
Now, Coach, I like okay, so Coach and this is man, once again. Sipping on Sundays on a Monday, Mr. Campbell, Zophil, and guess what? Teddy Keaton's in the building on the Off Script channel, Rocky Mill channel. Please hit the like button, man. Listen, we got a real coach that know how to win championships, that know how to put 50 on folks. Like they say, by 50, he know what that means. He got a T-shirt that says that. Coach, when you said I need to see a couple of games, Coach, is that just your mentality when you starting with a team and you don't really know what you have? But Coach, what if you're Eddie Robinson? Would you feel like, hey, you know what? I need to see a 3-game? Or that's just what Coach speak, that you know what? I don't know what I got till we start playing.
I think every coach, if he honest with himself, you can't say, a fan can say that, but as a coach, even after them first 3, you don't get but 3 or 4 weeks at camp to be able to. We're not like most major D1 schools, Zoe. We don't get to bring our kids back in June and July and get to work with them. We bring them back at the beginning of August, and we got 3 weeks to figure out what we're going to go in. And sometimes it takes us to the 3rd week to move people around because somebody going to show up and say that we thought what we had anticipated was going to play that shows up somewhere.
Coach, you're not going to get no argument out of me because guess what? I'm going to shorten it for you. I've been doing this for years. All I need is 2 games. That's it. All I need is 2 games. You want to know why? First game is a mystery. You're going to get the kinks out because every team made their biggest jump from week 1 to week 2.
That's right.
Because after that, you're going to roll what you got. The only thing that's going to happen after week 2 is it's an equalizer for everybody. That's attrition. All I need is 2 games. But that's just for me to know the totality of what the 26 or what this year's version of that team is going to be. Not personnel. personnel is personnel. So at the end of the day, if it's garbage in and you ain't recruited well, I'm sorry, but I know the sum of his parts. Now, one thing that's an outlier in that is gonna be continuity parts like O line and D line as a whole. But even still, you gonna if I got a mediocre line, but I got an elite pass rusher, that can negate that. So everything else is gonna be what it's gonna be. That's what I'm saying. So again, Southern didn't recruit well. They got a few pieces, but overall, they didn't recruit well. They didn't. And then you look at and you look at the sum of the parts of what they were last year. Because guess what? They didn't lose a lot of guys. That trash that was out there on that horrible defense, it's still there. It's still there.
Well, I guess we can say they can hope in one hand and in the other one and see which one fill up faster. That's all we can say right now.
I mean, it's tan stuff in the right hand.
So I don't, like I said, who did they bring in? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out because a lot of things it's hard to find on people's schedules. Who's I mean, they rosters, they ain't even uploaded their rosters to see who's came in, who's new. You don't even get a chance to Google none of them.
Let me tell you something about that too, Coach. Let me tell you something about that. So this ain't the 80s and the 90s where it's like you got players you can hide, or you know what, we're gonna put the athletic website, we're gonna put the roster out late. It ain't that much traction. Like so this year for Southern they brought in a little bit more because they brought in Marshall Faulk. But for the most part in the conference, you know what it is. You know who is leaving. You know who played. Because again, what they included in that number are guys who was on the roster that didn't even play. They count too. They count in that number. But you know who played and if they coming back or not. It ain't rocket science. We ain't just start doing this. We know who there. We know who was a contributor. Just like coaches, let me pull the curtain back. Just like coaches are preparing for that first game, you know, like I know, way before their team get there. They preparing for that week 1 game. Come on now, let's call a spade a spade. And guess what? And you've dissected what you can with the roster that's there. You know what it is. Come on now, this me you talking to.
And you know, as a coach, when we standing there practice, be like, oh, it's gonna be a long game. We could be standing in pregame and be looking at the roster. Like, boy, I tell people all the time, you don't win with X and O's, you win with Jimmys and Joes. And if you ain't got the right Jimmys and Joes out there, you know, if you looking at it, you're gonna be like, oh man, this ain't it.
And see, look, and I'm gonna keep it real, man. Southern ain't got no Jimmy and Joes. They got some Ubres and Gotros, and they ain't too good.
Hey,
like I mean, bro, they gonna look. I'm gonna say this. I'm interested because I'm a fan of the offense that they run. Let me put that on wax. But again, you got to have the players to execute it. Now we're gonna see what they look like in year 1. Now, can Marshall Faulk in year 2 get the horses in there to do what he needs to do with that? It remains to be seen. But just in this first year, also bear in mind, he's never been where he is right now.
Well, Zoe, let me tell you like this.
Come on, man. Ask me to keep his energy. I've been doing it about 4-5 years. Come on now. Y'all know I'm going to keep his energy.
I don't know if Marshall Faulk coaching anything. He got 2 coordinators that's coaching something. Now, if that offense, because it's also it's going to be a new thing to somebody, whoever they playing. So they got to get caught up to it. So everything that he got going on, if they can execute at a high level and be able to throw the ball around, they will be able to keep some things off of them. I agree with that. But I still feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions out there right now that still got to be answered. And you don't even know who's hurt from training camp right now, Coach. We don't have week-to-week reports.
Hold on. How are we full of it? Hey, Coach, I have a question. How many games did Southern win last year?
2.
So how are we full of it? So look, how are we full of it when you won 2 games and we don't believe that you're gonna surpass that? Like let's keep it a buck. How am I full of it? Again, if you prove me wrong, I'm gonna have egg on my face. You prove me wrong. But that's being a fan. Look, I understand you're a fan. Dude, nobody from Southern can sit there and say, oh yeah, we know we're gonna be this. You don't know what you got. You don't know what you have. You ain't seen it. Come on, you won 2 games. If you win 4 games or 5 this year, but you won 2, and the defense was horrible. Look, this ain't no slander on Southern's name. It was trash last year. Point blank, period. It's gonna take a lot to circumvent that, bro. With a first-time head coach, and yes, you can sit there and say, I'm gonna let the OC coach, I'm gonna let the DC coach, but he's the overseer. It's gonna be his first time when the game. Because guess what? What the one thing the head coach can do, Coach? He can overrule the OC. overrule the defensive coordinator. It's going to be his first time in their seat. I don't give a damn how smart he is or what he knows. It's his first time under the gun doing it. Point blank, period.
And that's my sentiments about a lot of teams. And he's probably the worst at it because y'all got a gun at his head because you spent more money on coaches than you did on anything else you had there. So that's going to be, somebody's going to say, I spent this amount of money for coaches and we ain't got this. So there's a lot of pressure on that man. And I understand that. He is, he's in a hot seat.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this. Shout out to my man Dave. D-Jack always be in the house, man. Southern guy. He said he taking all your money. He said he taking all bets. He said, listen, I got plenty of money. He said, if y'all don't believe in them Jaguar, and the Jaguar Nation is in the building deep. And so they on your neck, my man. He
said, hold on. You can expect to win. See, you're being hopeful. I'm being a realist. Until I see it, you a 2-win pony.
Well, we will see going down the road. Because when is the Jackson State Southern game? That's like the fourth game.
Fourth game of the season.
Fourth game. So we will revisit this in a month. Now listen, I gotta do something, man. Because listen, we got a friend of the show, man, and
we'll be 3-0.
So one thing about it, on Sippin on Sundays, on a Monday, that was a rumor that was talked about a certain AD that was going to go to a certain school. But who was the one that broke it here? We broke it first, we broke it first. But you know what though? I like when this guy backs me up. So this is our guy, Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends, SI. Let's be clear on that, Sports Illustrated. And he made this post. Alabama A&M Dr. Paul Bryant has been contacted by Jackson State University about its vacant vice president position and director of athletics position. And mutual interest exists according to multiple sources. And of course, we know when it came vacant. So, this is, first of all, this is Kyle T. Mosley. You know what I'm saying? But here's my problem. So I see, and let me just share this. And I said, wait a minute. Is somebody disrespecting my man, Kyle Mosley? So I see this article that comes out right behind this, and this is why, I don't understand this. And I guess got a question. Because trust me, if I told you I heard it, you better trust what I said. If Kyle Mosley said he's heard it. So this is HBCU game day. They got a website. Stephen J. Gaither, Winston-Salem State. Now, I don't know if he ever went to any school in the SWAC, but he said Jackson State hasn't contacted Alabama per a source. So, I'm reading this and I said, okay, you know how that go. Jackson State is beginning the process of getting an AD from Alabama A&M, and Dr. Paul Bryant's name has been thrown out. But a source with intimate knowledge of the situation tells HBCU Game Day that he has not been contacted. And then he writes this, that directly contrasts with the report from Kyle T. Mosley of Sports Illustrated. Mosley wrote on Thursday that Jackson State had contacted him. So here's the thing. Mosley attributed his report to multiple sources. HBCU Game Day reached out to a source with intimate knowledge, and they firmly denied any contact had been taking place between Jackson State and Bryant that afternoon.
Well, Steve, when I saw that, I took offense to that, right?
I got big problems with this.
Look, I took offense to that, right? I took offense to that, right? Because if you look at the three of them on the screen, what they say right there? So I have a famous quote that I love to say. If y'all been watching me, y'all know what I'm about to say. If I tell you a mosquito could pull a wagon, don't ask me no questions. You better hook his ass up.
Mine is if I tell you a duck can pull a truck, you just
hey, let me tell you something. If I tell you you can chuck some cheese, maybe get some crackers.
Listen, man.
So here's the thing. Steve and I came on here last week.
But we don't know nobody in Jackson.
Hold on. But we literally told you. We didn't give you rumor or innuendo. We told you directly. AD Bryant has been contacted by Jackson State. I don't sit here and mention anything about my school without first-hand knowledge. So I don't give you innuendo or any boy job that's kicked on down the street. So point blank, period. And I will stand on with whoever their source is. I'll stand on and say I'll trump them when it comes to AD Bryant was contacted by Jackson State.
This is my thing. Mosley is at Sports Illustrated. He said multiple. So you say you reached out to a source.
Thank
you.
you.
Let me tell you how this works. So you call, it gets out there, and you call somebody from Jackson State. What do you think Jackson State gonna say? Oh yeah, absolutely. We talked to AD Barnes. We sure did. Oh, absolutely. Stephen, yeah, hey, bro. Let me tell y'all something. And this is my problem with this whole thing. First of all, how about you call Kyle Mosley, who been doing this thing for way longer than you, Stephen Gaither, and say, hey man, you know what? I kind of heard word on the street because your source, you didn't name your source. How do we even know who your source is? You said a source. No different than Kyle Mosley, who said multiple sources, who has a track record. Because guess what? Kyle Mosley, I'll tell you one thing he knew. He knew A.D. Robinson was heading to Texas Southern way before everybody else. I'll tell you that. And had the whole breakdown. So you think this person that works for Sports Illustrated is just going to take some word off the street and not verify? Come on, man. I just got this right here. Kyle Mosley is one of the most respected people in this industry. And you know the only reason why I'm standing up on this is because see, I've seen Stephen Gaither do this before. Because at FAMU, we were misogynistic. Coach King, that's what he said, when we had our issue with our AD. But then we had a female AD that came right behind him. I didn't see an article written about that. So my thing is, man, when you come out here and you talk about you got a source, I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to say it direct. Like Zoe said, you can come on this show right now. Anytime you want to bank your sources get our sources, I got the hot 500.
You go do it, dog.
And I guarantee you that people that know me, I guarantee you. Now, here's the thing. Somebody mentioned in the chat. It sounds like A.D. Bryant will be getting an extension for Alabama A&M, which is great. This is great. But, Coach, let me ask you a question, Coach. Your name, I heard your name. Listen, we got Coach Teddy Keno. Coach, I'm going to tell you a secret. I heard your name for a couple of jobs. But I guarantee you, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question. Hey, Coach, I heard that you're interested in job A. What can you say about that, Coach?
Nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. That's you just can't. I don't know. I think that sometimes that our writers got to do a better job of doing, and protecting the integrity of your work. And Stephen Gaither covered the Division II football for a while, the CIAA. Yeah, so I've had, and I've been on his, game day platform. So, but his name has came up a lot of times with like sometimes misleading information. I don't know how misleading because as a coach, we don't get that far into it. But I think that he needs to do a better job if that's the case, especially somebody like Kyle. I'm with you, Mr. Campbell. Kyle's been around a long time.
Time.
I don't think that the older writers ever wrote anything for clicks and bait. They wrote for the fact that they wanted to tell the truth about whatever that might have been going on.
Yeah,
and they don't give you can't leak information to them. They gotta know for their own sources because they got a reputation they want to protect.
Thank you. And that's my thing. It's like if you see Kyle Mosley, who says multiple sources, and again, we were the first ones that said it, and I felt pretty good about my sources because it wasn't one person that called me and texted me. It was several people that I said, okay, let me text another person and another person. And like I said, what do y'all think A.D. Bryant gonna say? Kyle, like, Stephen, you called him? Oh, yeah, Stephen. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson State next week. Are you like what are we doing here? This
the president gonna have him fired before sundown. Let me hear about it. Williams, because they got to go.
Let me add this too, because I know that this is a possibility that this can happen. Because you can easily have someone from Alabama A&M not liking the fact that information is even out there and want to reach out to say that's not true, that's not the case. Let me just say that instead of trying to dispel someone as a liar, it's better to just let sleeping dogs lie and just leave it alone and then let whatever play out. But trying to come out to make it appear as if someone is lying to try to go against their credibility is a no-no. That's the black eye in this. It's just it's better than thought of as a fool did to open your mouth and remove all doubt, or put something in black and white ink and remove all doubt. So in this case, instead of trying to dispel someone, just leave it alone. And then, because whatever's going to come out in the rinse will come out in the wash.
So, and this is about the integrity of Kyle Mosley, because again, and last time I checked, there ain't too many people working at that level. USA Today, Sports Illustrated, ESPN, and he does a great job covering our sports. And that's my thing like that. So
he's been consistent. He's been consistent in the type of writing that he's doing
for a long time. So I'm going to leave it at that. Man, I just saw it because the headline was just like really? Because you could have said your thing without even mentioning his thing. That's my only thing. But anyway, we're gonna move on because man, we here to talk about coach. Guess what? It's week 0, coach. It's football time. Me and Zoe went the whole summer. We talking about articles. We were just buying our time. But coach, you know what? This is what people really want to hear, coach. They want to talk about football. And we got Coach Teddy Keat in the building that has coached football, that has won big games, that has made people look bad on the football field. And coach, listen, we got a little segment we're gonna call storylines. And coach, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop a graphic up here. And coach, we're gonna look at the MEAC first, if you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to talk about this. So we're gonna start with the MEAC, and we're gonna just kind of look at. And I'm gonna let you and Zoe rock on this. Hold on one second. I'm gonna let y'all rock on this. And I'm just gonna kind of be the co-pilot. So this is right here. Hold on, that's a swag. Hold on one second. Let me get them out of there. Don't want them. Had my shade. Hold on. Get the MEAC up. Now I apologize. Give me 1 second. There we go. This should be the MEAC. Got the MEAC. Yep, there we go. Nice MEAC graphic. Shout out to ChatGPT. And guess what? All my helmets and everything look just right. Coach, I had to let people know that. We get the right helmets on this side. Oh.
That's right.
All right, let me make this a little bit bigger. So, coach, week 0. Game start on Thursday, coach. And guess what? That team, Delaware State, that came out of nowhere. Coach plays on Thursday night against Stony Brook. Coach, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think the storyline will be for that game, Delaware State and Stony Brook?
I think that, just like everybody else, they're going to say Stony Brook going to beat Delaware State by 20 points or whatever. That's what you think it's going to be. But I think Delaware State, if he can capitalize on everything he built last year, running game, and I know I tell people all the time, and I'm using my own words, you can't predicate nothing off last year. You got to figure out what they're going to look like and what they're going to see. And I don't know much about Stony Brook. Stony Brook is not somebody I would just be looking up for. Delaware State, I only started watching simply because Deshaun Jackson became the coach there, and it was a storyline for everybody. But I think I got to see them play against South Carolina State, Delaware State has. And I thought that they got a tremendous offensive team, and I think their defense looked really good. So I would get an edge to Delaware State. I think he's got something to prove this year.
Now, Zoe, you were on that train early for Delaware State. You called it. You and Scotty. I was listen. You went through the door first. I was 30 seconds behind once I saw what that boy was dressed in that suit. I said, this boy coming to coach a team. The boy was dead sharp in that Delaware blue. Now, Zoe, storyline. What you think? Stony Brook and Delaware State.
My heart is telling me Delaware State. My head is telling me Stony Brook. I'm actually this is to me it's a swing game for me. And the reason why I say that I want to really roll with Delaware State, but being it's the first game, if they could go, but being that Stony Brook was a 600 ball club in that conference last year, and if memory serves me correct, I think I looked it up. I think Stony Brook is bringing their quarterback back. I expect Delaware State to be kind of like the Bears this year. And what I mean by that is they can be a better team, but the record may not show it. And that's what I'm seeing for Delaware State. Not it's going to be like this great drop-off, but I think this game is going to be close, but I got Stony Brook win this game by 7.
Okay, you give me numbers. Coach, the next game, listen, man, this is an important game for both of these programs, Coach Wilson and Coach Gibbs. Hey, man, North Carolina A&T, they said they got to get it done. Coach Gibbs kind of did your Marshall Falk. Hey, I didn't coach too well last year. It was things I thought I knew I didn't know. That was his quote, Coach, kind of quote unquote. Morgan State, North Carolina A&T, Coach. What do you think? What do you see here? Storyline. What do you think, Greensboro?
I'm a fan of both coaches. I like, but Morgan State got to get offense. They got to get offense going. I mean, his defense is pretty good, but he's very inconsistent. It all matters if Morgan State gets their offense rolling. North Carolina A&T was just bad in a lot of areas. They got a lot of things they got to improve on. I think Coach Gibbs probably took a good look at himself, his coaches, players, the whole nine. It depends on how much they improve, but I'm going to get an edge in this one here to the Bears. I'm going to get an edge to them because I think they're a more complete team. And I think if they get their offense rolling, defensively, you're not really, moving on the Bears. Like, Morgan State defense is really high. I think Coach is doing a good job. I just hope that he can score. And if he can score this year, I think he'll have a chance. I don't know about North Carolina A&T. There's a lot of question marks there, Coach.
So next game, Winston-Salem and our guy Michael Vick won one game last year, Zoe. He's got the Winston State Rams, CIAA, coming down to Norfolk State. Zoe, what is the storyline for Norfolk State and Michael Vick?
I'm going to roll with Norfolk, but before I do, I just want to say this because what Coach said, I got Morgan State by 14 against A&T.
Me might be happy about that prediction.
I do.
I like that.
I got Morgan State by 14 in that game. Man, I get to like that. But I'm going to say this. Well, I'm go ahead and just say it now, but Norfolk State's going to win this game, right? Winston-Salem State, to me, lost their best player. It was their quarterback. And they actually ended up at Tennessee State. Being with that, and again, first game of the season, I'm going to roll with Vic in a close one. I think Winston-Salem has been reputable in that conference. I'm going to roll with Norfolk. This is going to be a very, very important game for Michael Vick. Not just so much about winning and losing, but how they're going to look in doing so. Because remember, it's the first game of the season, but this is a D2 school. Home opener. And the way it was last year, he needs to at least give the perception we're moving in a whole different direction in the second iteration of his tenure. And so if he comes out in game one, if it just looks the part and they win, it'll do a lot for that team and their confidence. So I'm going to roll with Norfolk.
Coach,
Man, Mike don't know football, though.
Defending national HBCU champion, South Carolina State, gets a roller against Savannah State. Coach, what is Chinsbury? Hey, man, he does not lose these type of games, and he definitely don't lose conference game. Coach, what do you think is going to start off for those South Carolina State Bulldogs, and what do you think Chinsbury got going?
We're going 1-0. 1-0 today. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. 1-0.
That's it. That is all we need to know, Coach. Just 1-0.
That's all
every
we
week.
need to know. He going 1-0. Bulldogs gonna win. I like Savannah State new coach. I like Coach Howard, but I just think that's gonna be too much. Coach Berry gonna have that team. I can go all the way back to the times when I was playing, when I was the head coach of Allen. The guy's going to have that team ready to play football, and they're going to be ready to go in all aspects of the game, and they're going 1-0. So it is what it is. I'm rooting for Coach Howard. I mean, he's a good coach. He is a great defensive coordinator. He's going to be he's a great young coach coming up in the game. I just feel like he's just not going to be where he need to be that early going against a coach like Tennis Berry out the gate.
How about that? Now, this is one that I like to call, and Coach, we're going to start marking these games, but I call this a Celebration Bowl watch game, because this is one of those games, even though it's not a conference game, but can determine, based off who can get off early, giving them confidence going into the conference play. Coach, well, I say, Zoe, let me go back to you. Zoe, North Carolina Central, going down to Houston, my man, Trey Oliver said, hey, I want to play SWAT people every week. They scared to call me, but Coach Disney made a phone call, said, come on down to Houston. So what you got? North Carolina Central, Texas Southern down in Houston, Texas.
North Carolina Central. Trey Oliver is a really good football coach. I think even with the losses of the many, he's probably one of the only few coaches in the MEAC that's lost a coach every year. Somebody had to be replaced off his staff, and somehow, some way, he reloads that team, that staff. He got them playing well there. Texas Southern had they almost turned the corner a little bit, and in my opinion, but I don't know if it's enough to beat. I don't know if it's enough to beat North Carolina Central. I just think North Carolina Central is a really good football team.
So, what you got? This is a big game. Trey, hey man, Coach Disman said Coach Disman is so prepared for this game. He didn't even show up for the SWAT coach's calls though. He said, "I'm busy. I'm preparing." He might get fined for that. But shout out to Coach Disman. He said, "Man, listen, I got stuff to do." So, what you think?
Not so fast, my friend. I got Texas Southern. You gotta remember, man. Central. Otherwise, again, Trey Oliver's a great coach. Like his style. They lost a lot. Lost some very important pieces too. And I would probably roll with Central if this was like week 3, week 4 in the rest of the season. But being that it's week 1, and Central has to replace a lot, and people have to remember, Texas Southern did finish 6-5 last year. Had to replace some things, but I like what Dishman is doing. Also, I gotta give this, whether people don't want to admit it or not, but knowing what I know, Coach Dishman is coaching for his job. He coaching for his job.
Have you ever had a conversation with Trey Oliver? Coach
Yes, I
Oliver
have.
wake up fighting for his job. He don't care
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
about none of that. I'm telling you
Hey,
right now.
guess
Tell you
what?
right now, Zoe.
Hey, hold on, coach, hold on. He had that same feeling when he played South Carolina State last year. Did he win it?
Because that ain't Texas Southern is not South Carolina.
Hey, this is game 1 too. Trey Oliver is not undefeated, coach. Trey Oliver is not undefeated. He done lost too. He had that same feeling when he lost. Lost to Delaware State too.
Let me tell you something.
So
Even without Matt Leone, I'm gonna say this here. Even without Matt Leone, I still go with North Carolina Central.
okay.
I'm going with it, and we're gonna talk about this in a week now.
Okay, I tell you what, coach, Texas Southern win that game. We're gonna be back here next week, and I'm gonna tell you all about how Trey Oliver don't do this and don't do that, but he got that L. All right.
All
right.
Let's go.
I got Texas Southern.
Hey, listen.
I got North Carolina Central.
I'm rolling with Texas Southern.
Write it down.
I'm rolling with the swag, baby.
Rolling with the swag zone.
Well, I don't have no loyalty to nobody. It's me versus me.
This to me is a pivotal game for Texas Southern. So I think this.
Oh, it is.
I think this is so important because shout out to them to schedule a game like this. But again, guess what they play the following week? So you really do not want to go in that game 0-1 with T-Jack, and depending on what happens to Tarleton and the battle down there in Texas. So I'm not going to pick this game. I'm letting you guys do that. I'm just kind of running the show. But I just know this game is so important for Texas Southern. And Trey Oliver, man, like I said, he's a gangster. Hey, listen. Trey, this is one of those games that
put up what Miak Mike say. So I'm put it up there. Put what Miak Mike said right there. You see that, Zoe?
Coach. Hold on, Coach. I love what you did. Coach, I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing, Coach. Coach, I love what you. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say, Coach. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
He not Nick Saban, but that defense be damn
good. Steve. It's time to let Coach know he got a professional on the screen with him. Go ahead and highlight Miak Mike come in. Go ahead and highlight it, Steve. I'm gonna let Coach know he got a pro on the screen with him. Now, Coach, go ahead and say what you're gonna say right there. Go ahead and say it.
Coach,
go ahead and say it.
Oh, they didn't beat us.
Okay, now, Coach, you told me something at the very start of the show. You know what you told me?
Hey, go back to last year. I know what I said. I know exactly. I don't take my word. What I'm saying, if history serves me correct, I'm going with Trey. Trey is going to be who Trey is. Trey is not going to let his team.
You see how these coaches love to pick and choose when they gonna say what they gonna say. You see, I saw what you did, Coach. I'm picking up what you putting down. I saw you coming, Coach. I saw you coming. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then.
All right. We'll see you in a week. That's all I'm doing.
Hey, listen. Hey, tell her, Coach. You trying to? I
just want the fans to know I'm drinking Powerade Zero. I'm not I doubt I'm not back.
Hold on. Well, guess what? I'm diabetic now. This is Fresca. Zero sugar.
I ain't worried about that. I ain't back on nothing. This one better come with it.
Coach, we got to move on. You know what it is.
Let's go.
Let's go over to the SWAC, Coach. And listen, hey man, the SWAC, hey man, we come out the gate, man. Listen, my guy, my homeboy, T-Buck, going down there, messing around there with Nichols. T-Buck say, hey man, listen, we got an all SWAC type coach. He said he coached the boys. T-Buck said he's actually coaching the defensive backs too. And sometimes he had to talk to himself to make sure he's coaching as well as he can. Coach, Mississippi Valley at Nichols, what are you looking for year 2 for Coach Buckley?
I want to hear this.
Just hope that his team don't get beat up too bad that he can actually play in the SWAC.
What? Coach Nichols only 4-8.
Coach, wait a minute, Coach.
Coach.
Your whole tenor didn't change now. Now let me hold on, Coach. Let me tell you. Coach, let me help you out now. Because Coach T-Book, man, he was a great player. You know what I'm saying? Going into year 2. And look, and Coach Buck really believed in himself. He talked up the team real good this morning, you know what I'm saying, on the conference call, Coach. And that's all you got for him.
I feel confidence. I feel
Man.
confidence.
They got to show me. I'm from Missouri. They got to show me. I'm sorry. I just don't. Unfortunately, I can't in my right mind. T-Buck was one of the best players to touch the ball. We saw a lot of great things from him, but T-Buck ain't touching no football like on this with Mississippi
Coach said they got to show him.
He can put his streaks on every day out at Mississippi Valley.
Man, Coach said they got to show him. They got to show him.
You got to show me.
Man.
Hey, man.
So, Zoe, you finished it.
No, I ain't. Look, no, I'm just, Coach. I'm not gonna say no such thing. I'm just seeing the switch up on your energy. That's all I'm saying.
My energy. I'm just saying. I don't know why they put them on there. We could have found a Division II team with somebody to play that maybe help me get a win.
Steve, all I'm gonna say about this game is, you see a little sword through Nicholas' logo. You can just put it over to the left. That's what's gonna happen to that game on Thursday.
There you go.
Right there. They're gonna stick that.
Wow.
They're gonna stick that sword.
Is it on TV?
Yeah, it's on TV.
Yeah, listen, we ain't missing no game, man. Coach, you see an ESPN Plus. See, I got the good graphics right there. ESPN Plus right there, Coach. Hey, listen, my Rattlers, Coach. Hey, listen, let me just say this first of all. I was able to go into the coaches call chat and have my chest out there, Coach, because last year it was rough. I mean, getting beat up left and right. But Coach Quinn Gray, man, he set the standard already on the coaches call. We Rattlers out there. But guess what? He's playing his old school Albany State coach for a tune-up. Albany State going down just not too far down the road to the right. What do you think Coach Quinn Gray going to do his first game coming out as Rattler head coach?
Ain't wrong for skills in this game.
No. We'll talk about that.
Go ahead, Coach Keith. He going to light it up. Quinn Gray is a hell of an offensive coordinator. He going to light it up. He got a lot to prove. He back home. He got his quarterback that know the system. He got most of his players with him. He gonna light it up, Coach. I don't know if Albany State got enough. I don't know. They're gonna light it up.
Coach, we used to have a cannon. And for some reason, somebody from FAMU could tell in the chat. Shout out to my FAMU folks in the building. Please hit the like button. We used to have a cannon. Every time we score, Coach, the cannon would just go off. All two people have it.
Well, get ready. He's gonna get ready for it.
Coach Gray said, we bring the cannon back. Coach Gray bought the cannon himself, Coach. He said, I need the cannon back. So, what Morales going to do against Albany State this Saturday? I'll be down there in Tallahassee.
Man, Quinn Gray, he wrong for scaring the game, man. How you going to whoop on your former team like this? First game of the season. Boy, talk about putting a nail in the coffin, man. First game, I'm going to go play my old team and beat the brakes off of. With the former starting quarterback for Albany State. But let me tell you something. So a lot of y'all know this, man, but Albany State is near and dear to my heart, man. My cousin is the all-time lead receiver at Albany State, Vincent Huff. Go look him up, dog. It's my cousin. All right. So, with all that said, fam, you're going to annihilate them boys, man. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly.
Now, Zoe, I don't want you to talk about this because you know what we got coming next. So we're going to let Zoe hold off on this because he got a bigger breakdown. So we're going to let Coach Keaton rock on this. Coach, big rivals, John Merritt Classic, Jackson State. They hadn't played in a couple of years, Coach. Heading up to Nashville. Not playing in Nissan State, actually playing in Vanderbilt. Jackson State, Tennessee State, Coach. A lot of rivalry, a lot of history in this matchup. We already saw what the spread is, Coach. Let's talk about it a little bit more, Coach. What's the storyline on this, Coach?
It's just too close to call. I mean, I think Jackson State gonna win it. I just think they're just a more together team. I think they got better a lot of things. I don't know. There's too much unknown about Tennessee State, and Tennessee State was god awful last year. So I can't say that. We can't say how much they've improved. I don't know. I know they did get Matt Leone as the play caller, but we'll see what happens. But I still think I got to go with Jackson State on this one.
So we've already talked about Central Texas Southern. We're going to skip. Hey, Coach, kind of know these schools right here. Alcorn State gets it going against Miles College. Coach, what are we gonna do? Hey, Coach Cedric Thomas is very confident. His quarterback told me he thinks he's got a winner down there. He told us on HBCU Coach's Corner, I got what I need, Mr. Campbell, to really
I watched
compete.
it. I watched it, Mr. Campbell. I think he believes in that Alcorn team. Miles is still rebuilding. It's not where they want it to be. I think Alcorn got the edge here. It won't be as dirty as it could be. But it depends on how much they lose and retain, because every year what's happening in the D2 football now is that we lose so many people. You get what I'm saying? We lose so many people.
Next game. Oh, so I'm sorry. Oh, how dare I not let you speak?
Zoe already spoke on the one game you didn't let him talk about.
Yeah,
he got his jersey on. He already told you what the game.
Yeah, but he got the big breakdown. So
no, I'm just gonna tell you,
Alcorn Braves though, Miles College. What does Alcorn need to see first game with their new quarterback? With not their quarterback, with their returning quarterback.
Well, therein lies to me the separator in this game for Alcorn. The one of the few teams in the conference that's returning a starting quarterback from the previous season. And I got Port Gibson State winning big in this game. I think Miles actually going to regress from where they were last year. The SIAC is competitive. I think the SIAC is going to be a little bit better this year. With say within the conference, but Miles is going in the opposite direction. And I think Alcorn and Texas Southern are going to be pretty much nipping at getting to try to get to 6 and 7 games on the season. But yeah, I got Alcorn in this game. I got Alcorn big in this game. I got Alcorn by at least 17.
Okay, at least 17. But y'all gonna be Tennessee State by 20. I hear you. No doubt about it. Okay. Hey, Coach, this is one of these games, and we talked about this a little bit. Prairie View versus Tarleton State. The point spread is 24.5. Coach, but I want to get a little bit more in depth. What is the storyline? If Prairie View, I'll give you, Coach, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions because we talked a little bit about this. What is the storyline? I'm gonna give you 2 questions. What is the storyline if Prairie View wins? And what is the storyline if Tarleton covers? So let's start with Prairie View if they win.
If Prairie View wins, it's gonna go down as the greatest upset. That's the way they're gonna write it. Like it was the biggest upset of all times. You understand? If Tarleton State covers, if they cover, a tough one. Prairie View barely, I don't know. I'm a T-Jack fan. I am a fan of Tavares. I am a fan of T-Jack. I'm just saying. Let's. I like his energy. I like what he brings to the table. I've been watching this since. See, a lot of people don't really pay attention to coaches. That man's been winning since he got there. You get him? I'm not talking about just Prairie View. We're talking about all the way back to Missouri somewhere back there. He was with the Delaware somewhere, to Colorado. He was somewhere just way back in the woods. Yeah. I don't know the name of the place, but he was there. And he was winning there. We barely knew who he was. But let me tell you something. Everywhere he wins, he keeps that kind of energy. So I think the man knows what he's doing. I think he goes in, he's going to be prepared. That means he know how to coach in those type games. He know how to keep the pace of those type games. He know how to game plan for them type of games. See, some people go into those type games and want to go out to prove like a fan. But if you know how to manage the game and play to their level of the game and try to match how their energy, I think you got a chance of beating Tarleton State. But when you go out there and try to match them point for point, I'm going to go out here calling plays that don't make no sense. And I ain't seen TJ do that ever. Not one time has he done that. I think the SWAC get the dub here. I think that he going to turn around and do something special, and it's going to believe because he believe in that team he got now. I'm telling y'all now.
So, storyline. If Prairie View wins or if Tarleton covers. Let's talk about Prairie View wins, though. What does it mean?
Man, if Prairie View wins, it will be exactly what it is. It'll be the biggest win in this conference since Grambling beat Oregon State.
Wow, that big, huh? That's what you feel.
I mean, I mean, when you look at, because I will say this, it's not so much exactly where we have to give it context. It's not exactly where Tarleton State is, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but they just moved to apply to move up FBS, and it's been accepted. So they'll be in FBS school next year, right? And So being that they'll be next year will be a transition year for them, and you look at the meteoric rise that they've been on, for the past 4 or 5 years,
Right.
it would be that big of a win. No, they aren't FBS just yet, but they're in transition now. By the letter of the law, legally, saying at season's end they will be an FBS school. So, by nature of that, yeah, it would be the biggest win in conference. Because not only that, I believe they're ranked in the top 10 FCS. So even up that
Number
metric as
5. They're
well,
ranked number 5, as a matter of
they're
fact.
number 5 in the
Number 5.
country. So even by that metric, it will be the biggest win in this conference since Grambling beat Oregon State, which I believe was in '85 or '86.
Well, though I don't even like to think. I know they're a good football team, but I think that in HBCU football, especially in the SWAC and the MEAC, we have been playing really good football. We got some really good coaches, and I think what's going to separate is how you play and how you prepare for those type things. Now, it's going to be one thing if they just get out talented, coach. I mean that happens in certain cases, that your team just come out there and be out talented than you are. That I tell you all the time, you win ball games by X and O's. I mean, but Jimmy's and Joe's not X and O. But if you got a good case of both of them, then it becomes a problem. But I think that if he plays close and he keeps the game where it's manageable, that you don't go out there and get beat 42-10 and 65-0 with the number 5 team in the country, that says a lot about the improvement of our type of HBCU football.
Coach Joe, I was just listening to you talk there, and you said if 4 times.
It's if ifs and nuts was candy, we all had a Merry Christmas. But
I have a saying too: if your auntie had a pickle, she'd be your uncle.
That's true too. But I'm saying, I got. If I had to give a coach that will have a team ready to play, he believes in that type of stuff. He comes from it, so he understands the importance of making a step towards that. And I like the fact that he's standing with that to take those steps towards those teams. If you want to be great, you got to play those teams and be great. We want to be respected in the league, not just in our HBCU world.
Coach, can you prepare a team to play a game and lose? Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah. I don't see a pathway for Prairie View in this game.
Texas don't do it against NC North Carolina Central. You're going to see it. He's going to be prepared.
I don't see a pathway for Prairie View to win this game.
That's because you like Jackson State. I'm done. Me and Zoe going to fight all year long over this.
I haven't even been on Jackson State. We talking about the swag of the whole.
You got this shirt on today. You should have wore a white shirt like
no, man. First game of the season, baby. We get ready for football. It's game week.
This should be game week.
It's game week. Listen, let me say this. Look, Coach, two things can be true. Prairie View can be better than what they were last year. Prairie View can field a damn good team. Me saying they're going to lose this game and don't have to pay to win is no bearing on what they're going to do for the season. I don't think they have a pathway to win this game.
Okay.
All right.
Coach, we're going to let you hold this because
No. Put what Hutchinson said.
That is hold on. Hutch, that's so not true. That's so not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Hey, listen, one thing about Hutch, he comes to, hey, man, shout out to Hutch. You might not like what he said, but he hear every Sippin' on Sundays on a Monday. Mr. Campbell, Zoe.
He can be here all he want to, but that's a lot of.
Hey, listen, he said you switch it up. So Zoe, we're gonna let Coach hold this because you know what we got coming up. Zoe, Clark, Atlanta, Grambling, down there in the hole. What you got, Zoe?
Grambling is in the hole. Ain't got nothing to say.
That's it. We're gonna move on with that. Coach, we're gonna come back to you, man. Listen, we talked about this game in Birmingham Classic. The storyline, Coach. Southern, Alabama State. Let's start with Alabama State. What's the storyline with Alabama State, Coach?
I want to hit it.
Alabama State got all the pieces. They got to win. They got all of it. If they go, they should win this game. Southern still got a lot that's unknown. I'm just saying, I don't know, but Alabama State brought back a lot of people. They should be in position to win. That's all I can say about that. I don't know. It's a toss-up to me, but you don't never know. I don't know what Southern got, but Alabama State should win.
Coach, what's the storyline for Southern coming into the Birmingham Classic? That Coach Falk.
Zoe got to give it because I don't know. I don't know what Southern. I just know Marshall Falk told me he don't know what's going on and he's trying to figure it out. And
that might be the story, Coach. That might be the storyline. So let's start with Southern first. What's the storyline for, as you like to call them, the beige? You know what? Come on, Zoe. What's the storyline?
storyline is this is a statement game in my estimation for we going for Alabama State, but also Southern. Again, Southern won 2 games last year. It's year one because again, if Southern, I don't care about being competitive in this game. If Southern can somehow pull this game off, it's a non-conference game. You're talking about changing the whole mojo for that program in year one for Jaguar Nation. So it's a statement game for them because again, they can say in this one game they've arrived because bear in mind as well, they play Kentucky State at home the next week. And you're talking about Southern starting the season at 2-0 possibly, and they only won 2 games last year. So you talk about really right the ship in year one of the Marshall Faulk era. Flip it on the other side, you talk about Alabama State. Alabama State, is this the year? Remember last year they were picked to win it, came up short to Jackson State, and now you're talking about Eddie Robinson going to his final year, you know what I'm saying, with Andrew Body, who was the HBCU Offensive Player of the Year, prohibited favorite to be HBCU Player of the Year. It's his last hurrah. You know, you look at all the big games, Andrew Body can make a statement himself. You go to the first game last year, put up, 45 points against UAB, coming out party, but came up short. And that's been the story of Andrew Body's career since he's been in college. Great highlights, great stats, but come up short. He can actually make a statement saying we're serious this game. If Alabama State has a big game in game one, it's going to make a statement to the HBCU world because, again, he's 0-3 against Jackson State. Hasn't been great, if I'm not mistaken, even against FAMU, if I remember correctly as well. But Alabama State needs to make a statement this game. Not just Andrew Body, but also Eddie Robinson as well, because he right now he's like James Franklin. He's winning, but he can't win the big one. And this is the year because I'm telling you, if he does not do it this year, they're going to be in a complete rebuild next season. Losing Andrew Body, losing a host of players. This is Alabama State's window. So a lot is riding on them in this season. So again, big game for Southern, big game for Alabama State. Southern wants to show that they're a different team. Like all the other beige, I ain't gonna even call it this year. Like all the rest of them this year want us to believe what they are. This is the game to make me put my foot in my mouth and say, "Oh yeah, we arrived this year." Because if not, it's gonna be a whole lot of cussing Cajuns and Creole people down there on the bluff.
Coach, you know the school very well. We kind of beat them up, but hey, they said, Coach, they want to move up. Morehouse College goes to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Coach, what's the storyline for Morehouse?
New coach, great coach that they bought there. Got a lot of energy. Got a quarterback that's one of the top in the D2 right now. Got a good wide receiving core. They're gonna do good things. I mean, they're a good football team. They're gonna do what smart people do. I don't know about Pine Bluff. I mean, I think he's coaching for everything. But I think a lot of SWAC schools underestimate a lot of those schools and go and think that they're gonna, not be able to play. You're talking about a team that returned almost 80% of its roster back. That's what Morehouse did. So I wouldn't count Morehouse. Morehouse took me to the wire. We went 42-45. They can score the ball. They can throw that thing around too now. And that quarterback is pretty doggone decent. Pine Bluff, if they, it might be a little bigger, but I promise you this, they coaches do a really good job. Now, that guy's a really good coach. And I was very impressed with his interview when they had the SIAC sit down. So I'm going to say Pine Bluff should win, but I ain't going to say it's going to be by much. Morehouse will show up to play football. That's my take.
So what you got?
I got Pine Bluff in this game. Now, a little nugget, I don't know.
Did you freeze up, Zone? I think you might have froze up. What you think? Think he's up? Froze up?
I think he froze up.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
We didn't glitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my bias.
Go ahead.
Got a quarterback on the roster, UAPB, man. Garrison Davis, man. Right here from Jackson, Mississippi. He's a dog. Only he's there because he's undersized. But the kid got all the tools, got a cannon for it on, undersized. I think if you actually get behind center, you guys are going to see some for Pine Bluff that we hadn't seen that quarterback for a while for them. But I'm going to say this, man. Kind of like Valley, Pine Bluff has sneaky talent. They actually have a lot of guys at their program that actually leave and go to other schools and have some success. They have sneaky talent. The coaches actually recruited well there. For some odd reason, it doesn't come down to where they, I guess, gel or the pieces are being put together as a whole. But from an individual talent standpoint, I'm telling you guys, you go look at their roster. Pine Bluff has some talent. But because of that, I think there's a talent disparity. I know Morehouse tend to have some players as well. I got Pine Bluff in this game. I actually think, as a whole, for the first time in a long time, I think when week 1 or week 0 to week 1, I think the SWAC for the first time in a long time is going to fare well from a non-conference standpoint. The FBS money games, they're going to be what they're going to be. We know this. But everything else, I actually think the SWAC will fare well in a way that we haven't in decades.
All right. Well, listen. You are listening to Sippin on Sundays on a Monday. Mr. Campbell, Zofeld, Coach Teddy Keaton. We are on the Off Script Network, Rocky Mill Channel. Please hit the like button. But Zo, I got some insiders, man. I got some folks that kind of know about this game right here. So, I had to make a phone call, because, we can on the outside and things like that. So, I got my insider right there. There goes Scotty right there, Alabama A&M right there, my boys.
What's up, Scotty?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, if my internet is really bad, so I just
disclaimer.
Yeah, listen, if I start glitching or something, my AT&T been out for like a week. Okay, so bear with me.
And that shirt is not Photoshop, by the way. That's really him.
That's me. We locked in. We locked in.
Hey man, how much merch did you get the guy? Used to be on the show. Hey, send me some merch. Hey, you got your own merch account? Is that how it works?
Hey, listen, A&M's like, shout out to Crystal, right? She got so much. We got so much Nike gear. It's ridiculous. Like, I got a whole like gift bag of packages when I first got to the job, shirts, all type of stuff. So shout out to Crystal.
Oh man, well, first of all, man, shout out to, hey man, listen, you own the Monday nights, man. We just trying to hold it down, man. First, Afterglow, you, my boy Kofi, and then of course you appear killing and stuff like that, man. We got Sippin on Sundays on the Monday. But listen, man, you work at the school now. This is your school. You about to be a graduate soon. So, hey man, what are we looking like those Alabama A&M Bulldogs? Talk to me. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me stop sharing the screen. Let me. We don't need to.
Man, he done broke the damn camera. He done broke the damn camera.
Are we talking?
That's what we doing in Atlanta. BTA. First of all, listen. Okay, see, this out of conference, so I can say whatever I want. Right.
Okay.
Now let's be very clear. Bear with me. I'm still gonna be professional. Right. Bear with me. Howard and Atlanta don't even go together.
Uh-oh.
Let's just give it a buck. Every time Howard has stepped in Atlanta, what have they done? They lost.
I think I know they do that against the Raps.
Listen, they're gonna bring the pep band. They gonna bring all the little bouginess. We all know they're there for the caramel apples and the after parties and the bourgeoisness of Howard. They're not there to play football. Okay, we here to play football.
They not. They're
not there to play football. That's not what they don't go to Atlanta to win football games. They go to Atlanta to socialize, go meet down at Morehouse, kick it with the smart people. You know what I'm saying? And then they roll out. That's all it is. So listen, we're going to get in there. We're going to drop 20. We're going to beat them by 20. And we're going to go back to Huntsville. And we're going to start it up.
Hold on, man. They got, wait a minute. Look, do I need to pull my spread up? Did I see y'all only, they were favored by 2.5? Is that the spread I saw?
Hey, look, hold on, let me just say this. And I mean this. If any of you bet, you're going to get some money on that game. If you bet, you go get some money on that game. I'm telling you that.
Take the points.
You can bet either side, though. We talking about take the points, take it straight up. What kind of bet we talking about?
We get straight up points. Listen, get A&M. What they say? What Unc say? A&M in 5.
Scotty, okay, you've been down there. Hey man, shout out to Scotty, Avery and Scott. Got little Avery and Scott. Got Aza down there. He got a whole basketball team down there. 2 little boys down there, man. Shout out to you. Hey, man, you did something very, very interesting I thought was reason why they brought you down to Alabama A&M. you brought us insight right there during the fall practice and things. You and Ty Floyd, shout out to Ty Floyd, FAMU Rattler. What did you see when? Because you've been on, you've done shows and you've done breakdowns, but you weren't there and saw practice every day. Like every day, you were there every day. What did you see from? Let's start there, from sitting in the seat that we're in now to now when you're down there on the ground, really seeing. What was the first thing that you noticed?
The skill positions, like the skill positions that A&M have, like the guys can go. And I will say this, and I won't say it too much, but listen, I will just say quarterback will not be an issue this year. Because we have some guys in the chamber that honestly, if Quad wasn't able to get his waiver, I would not be worried about starting. That's how confident, looking at them prepare, looking at them perform, they're ready. You know what I'm saying? We got the Penn State, we got Mekhi Higgins, we got, former UAPB, just like Zoe said, sneaky talent, right? We got a kid from Butler, Mac, player of the year down there in the JUCO league that, Zoe also knows so well about. So we got talent. That's not an issue for me. And what I've been seeing lately is the defense has really, really come on of late. So to me, to have a defense mixed in with that offense and the skill players, I think we got something special down. And again, the reason I'm so high in this game, I want to view it in this game. I'm game by game. Listen, I'm still Scotty at the end of the day. Okay, this ain't no blinders. This ain't no rose-colored glasses.
No bulldog delusion.
Nah, ain't none of that over here. Okay, for this game, we're the better team.
Let me give some added info to this, right? Because there's a certain young lady who's on another show, right, that loves to talk football and talk about the programs, right? So let me fill you guys in something, because we're talking about Howard, right? I hope you guys know that Howard is 422 wins, 492 losses, 15 ties, with a 46% winning percentage in its entirety. They don't care about football, dog.
The disrespect.
That ain't disrespect. Hold on, that's their resume. How's it disrespectful? I just read you their resume. How's it disrespectful?
Zoe is like going to court with a lawyer.
He gonna have all the facts.
I'm just reading their resume. How are they disrespectful? If they're hot by their resume, y'all the one that been losing. Okay. Needless to say, it ain't in 5, but it's year 2 of Sam Shade. They got the best quarterback between the two teams. I am a fan of Quad Brown. Only thing for him is to stay healthy. Point blank period. If Quad Brown can stay healthy, Alabama A&M will be, and they'll be a player and be a thorn pretty much against any team that they face, because he gives them a chance to win. The main thing for them is, how are they going to be on defense this year? That's the question mark that they're going to have. If they're better on defense, they're going to be a thorn in the SWAC East. But with that being said, man, I got Alabama A&M big in this game. Big in this game. Big.
Coach, what you got? You got Scotty talking about BTA. You got Zoe reading off stats. He just totally disrespected. Shout out to Ted White, who came on HBCU Coach's Corner about a couple of weeks ago. And MEAC legend, a HBCU Hall of Famer type player.
Hey, what Coach Teddy just say about Valley? He ain't putting no cleats on. He ain't stepping on that field no time soon. So let's just cut the malarkey. Okay, let's cut the malarkey.
Hey, he will lose too.
Well, thanks to Scotty, and his they got great coverage going on. I get a chance in the daytime when I stop and take a break. I get to watch as they go through the day and they talk about each player. They bring them up. I haven't seen much practice footage, but knowing Coach Shade, like I know, in year 2, he's always shown up. He's a good guy of checking on himself.
Things losers say.
He's coaching high school football now. He won a state championship, checking on himself. He knows how to address the problems and the issues he had. And I think defense is his calling card. Zoe said it, and I had those same issues, but I know that between him, Coach Mack, I think Coach Mack is a hell of a recruiter. I worked with him at Miles. Coach Mack do a really good job of identifying talent and putting it in the right places. I think that they're going to find a linebacker core and a secondary that's going to be able to cause havoc on some people. And hopefully that offense, I'm with you on the quarterback. I love him. I just hope he got his AARP because hell, he's been in school longer than anybody I know. How long has it been? I mean, he got a waiver somewhere too. I'm just saying. Did he get 2 waivers or one? How long he's been in school?
Down here in Alabama, we got a Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Blue Cross. So how long you been in school? Zoe, how long? You got the facts. Come on, Zoe. Help me. You don't even know, do you? You don't even know what he grabbed. Well,
did you just go Kevin Hart on us, coach?
Huh?
Did coach you just go Kevin Hart on us? Help me. Help
me. I need some help right now. Somebody need to tell me because I know y'all have spent a lot of money on his athletic scholarship and he ain't got a doctorate by now.
I just want to know, is this a sports show or do we talk about research on this show?
But you was researching. You had all kinds
of I'm saying, do we talk about research or do we talk about sports on this show though?
I guess we're talking about both. I need to know numbers.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. According to what is it? Productive people. We don't do any research. We don't know anything. You know, they had a 50-page slide presentation on you last week. So you know, I don't know what you're doing. So you know, what I mean, that's what they said.
I'm just saying because you know we got some Howard alums in the chat talk about academics over sport over athletics. I'm like, but I mean, here this athletic show.
Since we figured out what's fact and fiction, we got the next man that's close in charge. We could ask the question to him: Did you or did not your AD get contact? We need to know. Everybody,
nah, this is what you do. You can confirm Stephen A. right now. Hey, listen.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Hey, hold on. That right there is a real answer, by the way.
This is what happened, Coach. Stephen gave the call Scotty, and Scotty was like, I don't know what you're talking about. We here working. We doing our thing. Paul Bryant is building. And he coming
to work every day.
He trusted Scotty. And he said he had one source. And he tried to put people off the track and said it was Jackson State. Real was Scotty at A&M. That's who it was. It was Scotty that said, man, ain't nothing happening down here.
Scotty, I'm just going to tell you, look, you my boy, I'm just going to tell you one thing. Just know that if anything happened, you know, me and my lovely wife we were out looking for land yesterday. So I just want you to know you can come with, you know.
You know what? Hold on. That's all. You know what? I wasn't going to do this. But now I got to do this. Now, Zoe, I got to do this. I got to soul.
I know what you've been doing too.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it, but I got to do it. I got to do it because Stephen gave the sources here. So, we might as well just kind of show you. So hold on, let me get this teed up because Stephen gave the sources here, and we know it was Scotty that did this. Hold on, let me get this thing right here.
Man, Steve, he called Scott said no.
I just think he got the he's the director of creative content create. I don't know, man. It's something.
Hey, listen, this is how we know Scotty had something to do with this, right? Because I saw this, shout out to Blue on Sippin on Sundays on a Monday, man. We just talking.
My boy Blue,
out there stuff like that. Hold on, let me make it big and everything. And this is what happened. We found out that Scotty really was the leak. Hold on, let Rocky and Blue get in here. But let's just shout out to AD Bryant.
I know where you're going.
Listen, I'm just saying that AD Bryant. Hey man, listen, I know I'm from Jackson. I know people. I keep telling people I know folks. I don't know why people are saying I'm 56 years old. Don't nothing happen in these swag streets that I don't know. But guess what?
Hey, AD Bryant come to Jackson as a man.
Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. He's bringing Scotty with him. 100%.
You already knew you finna say this.
He and Scotty's gonna move out there in Madison County. He's gonna have a J hat on.
You got both, did it?
He's doing his footstep game.
Let's run it right back. Out there in Madison County. Run that back right there. He gonna have a J hat on. Hey man, shout out to brother Jay Tisdale, South Carolina State Bulldog for putting that together. Man, when I saw that thing,
me and my wife cried laughing. Me and my wife both crying laughing. She sent it to me. She's like, "Did you see this?" And I said, "Yeah, I see it." But first of all, let me correct y'all. It would not be Madison. It would be Flowood. I love Flowood. I love me some Flowood. Listen, I love me some Flowood.
Rankin County.
What's wrong with Flowood? Right by the little mall, strip mall place.
Yeah. No, sir. No, sir.
Straight down to the vet.
Scotty is called Stankin' Rankin for a reason. You know.
I like Flowood. It looked nice. The part that I was in with the nuts.
But let me tell you what's on. See, here's the thing. Flowood, because it's right there by Jackson. You go past that, you won't be no parts of that.
You won't be no parts. Stankin' Rankin, dog.
Hey, brother, Sunday, hey, get on back on this side of town, my boy.
I'm be out in Madison. I'm be out in Madison.
Now listen. Now here's the thing, Scott. We got you here. I want you to hang on for a little bit because we got a part of the show what we call our big game. And our big game that we're going to talk about. Scotty, you know what? We're going to put you on it. I'm going to go to Coach Keaton and I'm going to go to Zoe. But, Scotty, I'll tell you this. What game is going to intrigue you? We'll come to you. That's going to intrigue you in the week 0 matchup, of course, without causing any issues because you do work for Alabama A&M. But, we're going to go to Coach Teddy Keaton first. Because Coach said, hey, man, Mr. Campbell, can I talk about any game? I said, Coach, this is your show now. You can do whatever you want. So Coach said, you know what? I got something I want to talk about. Coach said, hey, man, I want to talk about Clark, Atlanta, and Grambling. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, so I don't know if y'all know what Coach Keaton used to coach at and maybe why he might be interested in that. But, Coach, this is your big game of the week. Coach, why is that?
Well, it's my big game of the week because I got players that was invested there. I feel that I know what they paid the price for. I saw some of these guys do some good things. It's SIAC versus, the SWAC. I just think there's a lot of things on the line there. I think that, I wish I had the clip when Coach Sims got up and said, that he was going to be. It was in the SWAC message group. I don't know. Maybe somebody can find that. He said he's not coming there to play. He's coming there to win. He's coming to beat Grambling. So I gotta watch. The expectations, I just say, can CAU make it to the fourth quarter? Let's talk about Grambling.
Let's talk about
Grambling struggled with Kentucky State last year. Oh, that was an ugly game. Ooh. And I know Zoe in the seat saying, Coach Keith said we can't talk about last year.
Coach, you put a thing out your back pocket like it's a coupon now.
Hey, I got some coupons tonight, man. Because let's talk about this. CAU, in my time, we beat Bethune-Cookman. So their players are still in that locker room, still believe that they can come to a SWAC school and win. So I got to go and watch that game. It's going to be a lot. I just think it's going to be,
I think it was something that you said. Can you give me a 4-shot, Mr. Campbell, real quick? Give me a 4-shot.
I sure can. Hold on one second.
It was something you said, Coach Teddy.
Man, this joker is asking for camera work, dog. I just want to know this. I'm talking about joker for camera work on this thing.
A little 4-shot.
We're dealing with a professional.
You said who was coaching that team?
Coach T.
Enough said. Enough said. Listen. Listen. Again, Sims is not Keaton, and Keaton is not Sims. Those are two different bodies, okay? Now, if Coach Teddy Keek was on the sideline, I would say get your popcorn ready because this is going to be a shootout. Coach Teddy Keaton is with us. So I don't see a big game. That's just not me. I see a big L, but that's just okay. That's just me though. But
it's mine, and I want to see if it. Zoe, go on and say what you got to say. Zoe just make me feel uncomfortable. So, come on, Zoe. Just say what you got to say, Zoe. I'm out of coupons, Zoe. I'm out of coupons.
It's simple for me. It's very simple for me. Is Grambling at home or they on the road?
It don't matter. They was at home.
No. It matters.
Steve,
for
Grambling.
For Grambling.
GSU cheated KSU last year. And they did.
Coach, hold on. Coach, we don't talk about last year. See what you did there? We don't talk about last year now. We'll talk about Bruno. Listen.
Okay.
Grambling. I'm telling you, Grambling at home is a different animal than Grambling on the road or Grambling at a neutral site. Grambling is not losing at home. I look for the people who say I don't pick it Jack State. Steve, can you kind of remind the people what I said about Jack State Grambling this year?
Yeah, you said that's gonna be an L.
I said until we beat them. Scotty, watch this. Scotty's on the screen. Scotty, what have I told you about Jack State and Grambling in the hole?
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. It doesn't go their way.
So but I'm on record for saying that until we beat them at home, I got Grambling with that dub. So my thing is I'm rolling with Grambling at home against Clark until I'm able to see Clark, win on the road in that fashion, not at a neutral site, on the road in that fashion, I got to roll with Grambling.
I didn't win in no neutral site. I beat them in Bethune-Cookman.
And
Daytona.
Hold on. Hold on.
Let's not go there. Let's not talk. Let's talk that talk now. Let me say this here. Now you talk about Jackson State and Grambling. People get up for that game. The players get up differently for that game. But sometimes when you in those situations, people tend to not take. They'll take a team like that for granted. Now
that's fair.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Coach. I would give you that. I will give you that if it's in the middle of the season. It's the first game of the season. Everybody's looking forward to playing game one. Everybody is. I would give you that if it's during the season. You can't use that in the first game of the season. Everybody is chomping at the bits for that first game. You know that, and I know that. You can't use that.
Coach said that's a big game. He's standing on it. He said he got players in that locker room that have gotten a victory. And I'll tell you what, Coach, it's a fun fact, though. When Grambling was making their run, and again, as they say, you know how people like to tie things to have nothing to do with anything. Bethune-Cookman was the only team that beat them those 2 years. That was, other than when the Celebration Bowl when they lost to A&T. So listen, man, sometimes people get up when they go down there, Coach. Like Coach
wait a minute. Hit that last comment at the bottom right there, Coach. We got answers. We got questions that he didn't answer. I want you to answer that. No, what Coach? What Coach? Go buddy. Coach, we need answers.
That's a lie.
No.
Coach Alabama.
Oh, I'm asking. I don't know.
No, he wasn't.
It was Coach. It was Coach. The one that's coaching currently now, Woody.
Yeah.
Coach Woody.
Oh. Woody. I was about to say,
Coach Woody. Zoe.
I'm just saying. I just think that people don't understand that a D2 team gonna really be up for that game. They really gonna be ready to come to play for that game. I see them come.
And they really gonna take this L.
They gonna take. I'm not saying they're not gonna take the L, Scotty. What I'm saying is that I'm just hoping they show up.
They're gonna show up. They're gonna leave with an L, but they're gonna show up.
And no, whoever asked about Zai, I don't think Zai's ready to play. I don't know. I don't have first-hand information, but I don't know if Zai's ready to play yet.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with my boy?
Zai, he took a shot last year, and I don't think he healed the way it's supposed to heal yet.
Oh man,
that's what you get on Sippin on Sunday morning when you got a real coach.
You know what we call Zai, don't you?
What?
That's the SU killer.
Zoe, your big game.
Yeah, man.
Tennessee State.
Man, I like I'm about 60 years old on that picture though.
Hey man, that's just a picture.
Facts.
Hey, listen. Don't blame it on me.
They got Tennessee State in purple. That look like purple.
It sure do.
Is that plum? What we doing?
Hey, it's a sign of things to come. We're gonna whoop the damn royal blue off of.
That's that royal blue. That's the royal blue. So why is this your big game of the week?
I mean, because it's J State, baby. It's game 1. Man, you see it? You see it. Man,
You are so lucky I'm an employee. God almighty.
Hey, it don't matter. Look, it's death taxes and and us putting them things on Tennessee State, dog. Listen, dog. I mean, Coach say, well, we close the line, but listen, we got to go back with what you bring back. Because, I mean, if you suck, you don't just magically get better. So, I mean, if you go back, they averaged 12 points a game on offense, and they gave up 27 on defense. They bring back the majority of the players on their sorry defense. And if you look at quarterback, okay, yeah, they brought in the quarterback transfer from Winston-Salem State. Okay, but, man, his best season, he threw for 1,800 yards. But you look at everything else on offense, the quarterbacks suck. They got 7 quarterbacks, and they trash. You look at the running backs. They brought the guy in, Kendrick Grimes from Southern. Okay, he had a good year last year. The leading returning rusher, 450 yards on 101 attempts. Okay, numbers in the back of the row, but do you know what they got behind him? A bunch of tomato cans. They only got one other carry that they got snaps last year at running back. Rest of them ain't never even played. Tomato cans. Then you look at receiver. Dude, they had the leading quarterback last year had 1,500 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Like what are we talking about, bro? Third down percentage last year, bro. They was 28% on third down. Like literally, and they bring all that trash back. They didn't recruit well. So if you got trash in, it's simple math. If you got trash in and trash don't go out, and you ain't really bringing good to offset the trash, I mean, by that's an equation that you're gonna be trash.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot, I got an answer.
You didn't. How do I say this? Hampton gave y'all a run for y'all money last year in the first game of the season. Couldn't Tennessee State do the same?
Huh?
I said Hampton gave y'all a run for y'all money early in the season last year. Can Tennessee State do the same? Because that was a new build for Hampton. I mean, they that was like they duct taped that team together. They had 2 quarterbacks, one could throw, one could run, and they were just swapping them out left and right.
Nah. See, it's a whole different animal with this team as opposed to last year, right?
Can you put up I 6628? Can we put
So
that up?
let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference.
Yeah.
So the difference is what we're gonna do on offense, what we're gonna do on defense this year. Also, it's the mindset of how we actually rolled and what we did in the first game. So I'm gonna say without saying a whole lot because things gonna be different on offense and defense this year. So no, it won't be the same. This game won't even be close. It won't be close. Quarterback's different, running back room is different, wide receivers are different. What we're gonna do on offense is different. Defense is gonna be different. Nah.
I will not speak on a conference ally, but I will say Reggie Barlow is a great recruiter of talent. People forget that. He has a very good eye for talent. He plugged that team together last year and was competitive in most of his games. He did not get blown out very often. Okay. All I'm saying is now listen, I'm not a big fan of his defensive coordinator. I called Reggie Barlow personally and told him I think he's ass. Other than that, I think this team could be scary good with the right situation with Barlow and the way he evaluates talent. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Scotty, you know what else Reggie Barlow is? Horrible against Jackson State. You know what his defensive coordinator is? Trash against Jackson State. I mean, it's right there for you to pull it up. The defensive coordinator has never had success against Jackson State. Reggie Barlow has not been fair well against Jackson State at all, as a player or a coach. I mean, so again, we can look for pathways. The only thing I can give Tennessee State is game 1, but your coach opened up and he messed it up for y'all Cause I tell you right now, we finna try our damnedest to put $100 on them. Tell you that now.
Yeah,
Half a
yeah.
hundred.
I was kind of surprised he said that on.
I'm telling you right
like,
now, we're gonna try.
yeah,
We're gonna do our damn to put $100 on them. We come to Nashville to beat that ass. We coming to beat them up. We coming up there to beat them up.
Are y'all wearing up? I'm not.
Oh. We're gonna. Oh, I ain't gonna put a curtain back. We're gonna be clean up there too. Gonna be clean when we get up there. Gonna be dirty going back. Cause we putting foots to them. We putting foots to them.
Can we move on? I'm getting triggered.
Hey, we're gonna put foots to them, dog. Steve, you're muted.
I'm sorry about that.
I
This
ain't
is
got
my
like Jack
big
State,
game.
Georgia. We're just gonna beat the shit out of Tennessee State.
This,
Ain't like we can't.
this is my big game. Prairie View and Tarleton, because I think this is a number 5 ranked team. Tarleton got a whole bunch of guys that's coming in and stuff like that. Hey man, I want for this to put on the swag, man. This is down in Texas. This is like for what the some cup down there that they're playing, the Governor's Cup or something like that I saw. Man, listen, all I know is, man, listen, Prairie View, you know I ride with you. T-Jack, you know I ride with you, man. Go down there and make the swag proud. Coach Keaton, what do you think about this? My big game of the week, Prairie View and Tarleton State. I know we talked about the numbers, but again,
Oh Lord.
I think this is just important for the conference to play these type of games every year. What do you think about Prairie View even scheduling this game, and what does it mean?
I think it's a great opportunity. I believe in T-Jack, and I believe in what he's going to do at Prairie View. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot closer than you think. I think he's going to show up and he's going to play good football. He's going to manage the game well. He's not going to let it get out of hand. You can't lose in special teams. I just think it's going to be a closer game because he understands how to coach in those situations.
Scott,
Mr. Campbell, let me jump in.
Oh, come on, Zoe.
Yeah,
come on, because they ain't Jackson State. Let's go. Come on, Zoe. I'm ready.
Listen, I wanted to come to you, but I want to say, because again, I know it's a conference game, but you talked about conferences scheduling these games. What do you think about this game being scheduled?
I think it's what you need to do. If you want to be the best, you got to play the best. Are we trying to be just the best in HBCU football, or we're trying to be the best in FCS football? And I think that's what. And
I made it difficult.
Hold on, let's
I beg to differ. You said in order to be the best, you got to schedule. No, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, not just schedule them.
But you got to first take the step to schedule them.
I gotta say this, and then I gotta run. Right, so
okay.
I have been high, and I'm everything I'm about to say is completely in line with the guidelines. Right, so I love Tremaine Jackson. I have been. There's not a person in this space outside of Prairie View fans that has been a bigger advocate of Tremaine Jackson, T-Jack, right? I think everything he does is gold. The thing that I love about this is he came into the space not as a politician, as a football coach. He said, we're here to play we are an FCS program. We gonna play anybody in FCS and anybody in college football, line it up, and we going. And this is what when you're matching what you said in the press conference to what you're putting on the schedule, this is what Tremaine Jackson is all about. I love this matchup. I can't wait to see it. I agree with Coach Teddy Keaton. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. Yes, Tarleton is super talented. Tarleton I think they're bringing pretty much everybody back on that team, if I'm not mistaken. So it is an uphill battle. But with Tremaine Jackson, I'm always rooting for him. I'm always going to be in his corner. I'm always going to root for him. I'm a fan.
Scotty, before you disappear, I want to say this. That I can only speak from the D2 space because that's where I coached at. When I scheduled Valdosta State, which is a historical great program, everybody knows that. They say, no, you shouldn't play them with Clark Atlanta. They usually would have beat Clark Atlanta, Albany State, everybody else. But it's the way you manage that game and how you coach it and teach your players. I still think we have just as good a talent than they have. We have our kids worried that we lost to Valdosta by 3 points. Should have won. Gave the blueprint to Johnson C. Smith to beat them. All I'm saying is that we have to go into places and believe that our programs got the kid, they're not that far off from us. I'm telling you, they're not that talent-wise, they're not that far off from us. And if we go in and we coach our teams the way we're supposed to coach them, I guarantee you we play better. But I still believe we got own racism within ourselves. We believe white is right, and when we play the white team, we're gonna lose. That's what y'all say.
I'll say this and I'm gonna go. I think, and I'm going back to exactly what Coach Teddy Keaton says. I think Tremaine is building a team to compete on those levels. This is his measuring stick. Like he knows he has to do what he got to do, the swag stuff and all that. But for him as a personal coach, I think games like this is his measuring stick of what are we putting together, how are we building this team, and how are we going against the best of the best. And again, him coming from Valdosta, there was an expectation of him to beat the best teams, and he had to build to beat the best teams. So again, I think he's just taking that same philosophy and mentality and taking it to Prairie View, and let's see what they're gonna do from there. So I'm rooting for him. So I am locked in for that game. I really am. And I'm locked in to see Clark Atlanta take that huge L. But hey, teach his own.
I just know that I tell people all the time that, Coach Mickey Joseph is doing a really good job with that team over there at Grambling, and I think they're going to turn the corner. But I still feel like, players have to go places and they got to line up and play. I don't care who they playing against. We want to step our game up. So we play the FCS schools, not to go out there to get blowed out, but we go to play to compete and try to win ball games. That's what I want my kids. They can go out and play against them. They can play everybody in their conference. It's the same way we feel we're trying to win. And I coach from that standpoint. And I don't know no other way. If I'm coaching a team, I'm like him. I want to go play the best of the best. If I get beat, we got something we can learn. If we win, we got something else we can grow from. We just need to know we want players to be able to compete with the best of the best. And I think Jackson State, and I tell you what, Jackson State look good as any. I think they can play against some of them teams. They might not schedule them, but I feel like they can play and coach against some of them teams. They good, just as good a football team as they are. You don't think so, Zah?
So you okay?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can hear us?
I hear y'all now. Yeah, it froze up.
So listen, guys, I'm trying to tell you, we were trying to wait on the special guest. I'm gonna try to give him a few more minutes. He was flying on play. We had a really big special guest to come on. But it looks like his flight might got a delay because he was gonna try to take it in the car. So what I'm gonna do before we look at
Scotty freeze up.
No, I think I'm gonna put him down.
Oh,
I think he's gonna take care of his kid. So yeah, I'm trying to wait for this really big guest to come on, but I don't know. You know how flights land and stuff like that, because he was supposed to be on about 30 minutes ago. I just texted him to see. So before we close out, Coach, I'm gonna drop another thing too. Shout out to Rocky. Rocky had a unfortunate death in the family because he was supposed to be back. He was gonna have the phone lines up, but his flight actually got canceled. So what we do want to do is allow you guys to come on StreamYard if you want to come up and everything. And hopefully my big guest will be able to jump on before we get up out of here, because I really had a really special guest for you all.
Man, don't drop that link, man.
Yeah, so come on up. Hey, man, listen. You got Coach Keaton here. You got Zoe here. You got me here. The StreamYard link is in. Come on. You don't have to show your face on the camera. Tell us what you got going on, man. Listen, we're going to try to hang on for a few more minutes. So hopefully my special guest will show up. And like I say, because we really want to have a big show for you guys. And I'm telling you, when he shows up, you're going to be really happy about it. So come on in for the StreamYard link and talk about it. Coach, let me ask you this question while we kind of shoot a little bit of the time and things like that. So what do you think about playing these week 0 games? That you can see that the FCS and especially HBCUs are really trying to capture that first week to be basically almost HBCU week. Do you like playing this early in the season, or do you kind of want to wait a week or two? What do you think about that when you see these week 0 type games?
I think it's becoming a part of the makeup of college football now. Of course, we would like to have our full camp. You get what I'm saying? To get what you need to get, because I just think that it's a disadvantage because you got 4 weeks. And then it's a lot of things that happen in those 4 weeks, and then coming out. And in some cases, a lot of people don't even have bye weeks. They're playing straight through. And that kind of hurts your team because they've been there all the way. Now you got to figure out how to manufacture off days for them to get breaks so the team doesn't get beat up over time. But I think it's a great opportunity for us to be showcasing, most of them on national TV. So it gives us an opportunity to be broadcast on national TV. I'm very excited about what I can remember a time. I've been coaching football for 25 years. I can remember a time where we were bad sometimes at Black College football. We were bad. Other than Jackson State, Jackson State always been pretty, solid. And I remember a time when Jackson State, Alcorn, and Southern, and other than the Pete Richardson years, you're talking about at Southern, really, and then Dawson Odom, you talk about Southern was, like in between there, had some good players, but just not really up there. You get what I'm saying? But now across the board, you can see a lot of teams are one or two plays away from being good. You remember a time when offensive play in Black College football was bad. Now you go out there and you get a game now. I feel that you get that from that. So now that we're on TV, I think that the coaches are doing a tremendous job, and to get those opportunities to be able to put their programs on a national stage and be able to compete at that level, and it's watchable, I think it's commendable for what people are doing. So you can't really say you wouldn't play week 0 for that opportunity to be on that national stage.
So we got a Bethune-Cookman alum that happens to join. What's going on, man? Talk to me. What you got going on, man?
Nothing much, gentlemen. I'm glad the season is here. I'm just happy that football's back again. I just want to get something out of the way. Zoe, congrats on your nuptials, man. Really appreciate you, man. Good stuff. Coach Keaton, great insight as well, as usual. And of course, Bishop won't say anything about FAMU 7. We'll leave that FAMU stuff later on. What I will say is this: I agree with your analysis about the PB Charlton State game. I remember you guys talked about this some time back. Said, look, we got to schedule these games, and you got to beat them. And hopefully, the teams in the conference do more of this often, because one thing that people don't know about this Charlton game either is that it's also a home and home as well, because they get a return match in Prairie View as well. Okay. They host SFA this year. They get the return match there. They played Rio Grande Valley last year. They're going to have the return game as well. So when people say that, oh, well, they won't play us at our schools, well, some SWAC schools do get home and home. So I'm talking 3 experts right here. What do you think is going to take for, I don't want to say the fear element of this, but what do you think is going to take for people to say, guys, you know what? It's not impossible to get these matchups. It's not hard for this to happen. Just make a phone call. And like Coach Keaton said, you coach the best to beat the best. It's one thing to say, oh, yeah, we're great. But like, okay, but as soon as someone says, well, you ain't beating up one, that's like, oh, well, you just hate black people. I said, no, we actually want to do real stuff too. So how do we start or have that tough conversation about doing more than winning in our neighborhood?
Well, first things first, it was never hard to schedule a game.
Okay.
So where that came from, I'm not saying it came from you, but because that's kind of out there a little bit, but no, that's a myth, and that's just an untruth. It was never hard to schedule a game. Okay. We hear amongst a lot of people now, right? I'll even use a good portion of Jacksonians, for example, right? It's no secret, I didn't care for the schedule at all. Made no bones about it. But it's like whenever you say you don't like the schedule, it's weak, then the first thing you hear is you will hear the opposition go to the far right extreme, right? Well, we don't have to play the toughest schedule in America. I'm like, well, no one said you had to play the toughest schedule. The only thing we're saying is play a competitive schedule, play an attractive schedule. Now I will say one thing in regards to the return games. Mm-hmm. That's still an if, because what we have seen is whenever we do schedule these games, we'll do a home and home. It's been proven. We'll do a home and home, go there first, and though the return game is scheduled, it'll get canceled or bought out. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll end up taking a money game someplace else. That's why if you go back when everybody was talking about when Prime was here about Jackson playing North Dakota State, I was like, hey, I would love to play them. My only opposition was I wanted to play them in Jackson first, not play them in North Dakota State first. You see what I'm saying? Because typically we'll go on the road, right? And then we would never get their home game. The game will get bought out, and they'll play an FBS opponent. So my thing was I'd rather play them at home first, and then, hey, we'll give them a return visit. because when it came down to it, they may be the bigger football brand, but all the other ancillary parts, we were the bigger draw. And I'm not just saying Jack State, I'm talking about HBCUs. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They try to downplay it, but we are a great draw. We do move numbers when we play these games, and we are an
Yes.
attractant whether people realize it or not.
Mhm.
And so, yes, but I'm in the minority. I would love, I told Steve earlier today, I felt like, again, we only have an 11 game schedule. Texas Southern has an 11 game schedule. There's no reason why any school should now be scheduling 11 games when we have, the financial restraints that we have. Every opportunity to make money, we need to be taking those opportunities. But I told Steve earlier today, I would have loved for Jackson State to open up and play South Carolina State at some point in time to open up the season. You're talking about the two reigning HBCU national champs to open up the vet this year. That would have been a beautiful game, an attractive game that would have generated crazy buzz, right?
Sure.
But also, you want to play Tuskegee? Fine, play one D2 school. But they're a great schedule to be in. Let's play in Tennessee State, South Carolina State, maybe
Mhm.
Tuskegee, and then you add a Southeastern Louisiana. That's
Mhm.
an attractive schedule, and it's regional, right?
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with doing that. So my thing is, for all of our programs, schedule attractive games.
Mhm.
But just taking this thing where we want to play multiple D2 schools, I'm glad that the swag went away
That's
from the whole
embarrassing.
went away from the whole NIAI thing. But let me just say this: as a man, as a competitor, this is not about trying to. We're not trying to prove anything to be ranked in the top 25. No, that's not what you schedule the games for.
Mhm.
You schedule the game because you're competitive and you want to measure where you stand as a program, as a
Yes.
competitor. And for all the people who disagree, I just want to say this clear day, and I've said it before: you're lying when you say you don't. You're contradicting yourself. Because just like you want to get up for that Alabama State game later on in the season, you know why you're getting up for that game?
Mhm.
Because you think it's a big game. So the very reason why you think that's a big game, you're basically saying that you want to play competitive, good games. So why not do it in the non-conference slate? Because again, I would much rather Alabama State won 10 games last year. They beat one team that was above 500.
Mhm.
Jackson State won 9 games last year. They beat one team that was above 500, and that was Alabama State.
Hey,
So
so let me ask you
again,
this question though.
shoot,
All right, yeah,
Let me ask this
last
question
question.
though, right?
I gotta get to the next person. Go ahead, real
shoot.
quick.
Let me ask this question though, quick. So, do you think it's because of not getting up for the games, or do you think it's because people might be hesitant of what someone's going to say about them? Because we like to talk about as how great we are, stuff like that, but it's like, okay, because one guy I was talking to, he was talking about so we could win the FCS title game in like 4 years and whatnot. But what's going to be that narrative if you talk like this, but then you schedule someone like Lamar and they beat you, let's say, by like 20 points, for example? Like, what is that sort of thing as well that comes with that? Like,
I
are you
mean,
familiar?
All right, thanks, man.
here's the thing. I don't know if this is a new flash to people, but when you play a game, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. And you can play an opponent that's fairly even to you. You still can get blown out. So this whole thing about we played an FBS or we played a Sunbelt school and you lost by 30. I mean, hell, you can play a school this way and lose by 30. So again, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. But wanting to show where you stand as a program, as a competitor, how would you not want to do that? So the thing is, most of the coaches would actually want to do the very thing that I'm telling you. But again, you may have some ADs for whatever financial reasons, and then lo and behold, you do have some fans. They want the easy way out. No athlete stands on that. So again, as a competitor, you want to know where you stand. And again, you want to play good competition because guess what? If in a 12 game slate, and coach, you can tell me if I'm wrong. If I play 7 or 8 good teams with winning records and we won those games, when you win, you can stick your chest out a whole lot better. It doesn't to sit here and say, we have a lot of swag fans that, hey, I don't care what our record is as long as we win. Yeah, you can find some solace in winning a conference title, but it means a hell of a lot more when you beat a whole lot of good teams to do it. Point blank, period.
I agree with you. From a coach's standpoint, if you do this game for what you want, I want to beat the teams. I want you to talk about me beating Tarleton State. I want you to talk about me showing up against Nichols. I don't want to talk about like I pride myself on the Valdosta game, even though I didn't win it, but I was trying my best to win it because those are the teams that you want to be proven against. I don't want to be proven against, I mean, and it's not, and I don't want to sound that we put each other down. But like you say, some of the teams go on, they have a winning record and only beat one team that was winning. Like that ain't really. What is you getting off on that? Everybody was a loser. Then when you get in the rankings and the KPIs, and you wonder why your team ain't ranked at the top. Well, it can't be ranked at the top because everybody you played had a losing record.
Yeah.
So let's get over that.
We got Lionel Mosby Jr. in the building,
Lionel.
representing me versus everybody. Man, one of my favorite nephews, man. I know we probably must have said something wrong. That's why he had to jump up here to clarify something.
No. Nah, yeah, he's so hilarious and so funny. I had a question for Coach Keaton. I was gonna say too. One, Texas Southern had Lamar on the ropes. They lost 2017, I think, 2 years ago, and Lamar ended up a ranked team that year. Stephen F. Austin, 4-point win in Alcorn, I think, back in 22. We've had games where we could beat these teams, right? It's literally been, a mistake here or there. And to me, these teams take advantage. Yeah, they take advantage of turnovers. They take advantage of misassignments, right? But it's not a talent issue. I don't think anywhere at all it is a talent issue in many of these cases. And I think T-Jack does have a formula. To me, when I listen to him talk about, his time in South Dakota, his time right in the Northwest and all these other places, man, it's like, man, he has learned something over his years about how to put together a winning program to where I think he's one of the guys that can win anywhere, right? You know what I'm saying? But that leads me to, I actually wanted to ask Coach Keaton the question, obviously being an offensive mind, because Tarleton has shown that they can be vulnerable, especially on defense. And the offense is actually very new this year. They got a lot of new pieces they're putting together, but on defense, Tyrone Nix is still there, right? And they have struggled, for example, a lot with running quarterbacks. You look at Austin Peay, Southern Utah. Like, there's multiple games we go to. Chattanooga, they gave up a lot to running quarterbacks on the ground. They've given up a lot of points last year, right? To me, what have you seen that you say, man, Prairie View, this is something that I believe Prairie View can take advantage of? I would love to get your thoughts on that.
Exemplary, like you just said, defense is not that great for them. And I think if they can, if I know Tremaine well, I think that what he does and how he controls the game and he slows it down to Prairie View's pace, not their pace, slows it down, make them sit over on that sideline and make that defense have to stop them and play, good football. I think he's going to have a chance to be able to win this game. I'm telling you, he's going to keep it closer than you think he is because he understands how to manage a game. See, a lot of people think it's about, who offense is the great. It's about taking advantage of what they can and cannot do and managing the game to that pace and try not to make less mistakes, special teams mistakes, jumping off sides, holding penalties, turning the ball over 5 times. Anytime you turn the ball, I don't care if you're playing against Jackson State, South Carolina State, or the University of Alabama, you turn it over 5 times, you're going to lose the game. So it doesn't matter. It's about limited to the mistakes and playing to the level you need and get points when you need it. If you get a first down from anywhere on the field, and this is proven, a first down from anywhere on the field and you punt the ball, you can flip field position. That means a lot. Flipping field position meaning a lot. Making them having to go to yard to go do it. But if you turn the ball over and you give them, short fields to play with, they scoring points, and your offense may not be potent enough to do that. You've seen it many a time, not just in our school. Not in our school. We're talking about football, people who know how to coach football. And when you get down in the red zone, know when to kick the field goal. Don't be so arrogant and say, I got to go for it. Get the points out the doggone thing. Kick the ball back off. Understand special teams. Knowing if they got these type people out here, let's kick people here, balls there. I just know how to manage a game to a point that if the only way I'm going to get beat to death, and I'm going to get beat to death is because I can't, stop, Obviously, they offense, okay. I give you times at Clark. We just wasn't good defensively, but we knew we could outscore people. So our games would be 45-54 because we was going to give up more than we could stop somebody. But we knew that was going to come with time. But I feel like if you got a trigger man and your offense can produce points and move and get 2 first downs in every drive, and you got a kicker that can flip field position, and you hoping that somebody makes a play and your defense can hold. I think that if you got those things in place, I think you got a chance to be able to do what you do. And, I heard somebody talk about, T-Jack giving up 21 point, blew a lead. Well, sometimes, you look at the change the pace of that game now, sometimes you can get out physical too now. I think that South Carolina State started out physical in them. They just lined up and started hitting that rock on them. And that happens
Mhm.
sometimes. Jackson
Mhm.
State did that with a couple teams, when they just started, all that weight, them two linemen getting on that 300, 600 pounds versus a 295 lineman, and they double team into there, and they just taking it 5 or 6 yards a chunk. It ain't nothing you can do. And then when you try to fit another guy in the box to bring him down to help fit, to bring it to an 8-man box, now they hit you with the RPO over the top because your corner can't cover man-to-man by himself. That stuff happens in the game. That's good coaching there. Okay, that's what when I watch a game, I'm looking for good coaching. So if I see good coaching, I'm like, man, they just got our coach here. Okay, I go back to the Jackson State game from last year and the Alabama State game. I would have never called the play that Alabama State called down there to win the ball game. It was a bad play call, in my opinion, because that's my opinion. But somebody might have thought that was the best player they booked that they had, because I ain't at practice. I don't know what they do. That makes sense. So I'm just talking about what I'm talking about.
Coach, they want you to answer this question right here. What do you think about this, Coach? If PV beats Charlton but lose to Bama State or Alcorn, do they or you say we're playing up and know where we stand in FCS? Shout out to
No, see, this is what I'm saying. Kids do a lot of things that you don't understand. That's why I say when a D2 team show up, they might go. He gonna have Charlton State ready to play. You get what I'm saying? Because that's the place right there. He's going to be ready to play there. But sometimes when they play down and they play a team that they think they're going to lose, you don't know the psychological part just to get your kids up to play. Jackson State, I know Zoe be mad about some stuff because Jackson State came to play. But Jackson State might have been playing Fairview, who they thought they was going to beat. The fans that told them they're going to beat them. The newspaper could have told. They go in their mind, go in the locker room, talk, we finna beat these boys to death. Then come out there and get thrashed. And you be like, damn, that's the same team that played last week? You didn't see it with your favorite D1 team. They go out and play really well one week. That's called emotional high. You got to bring them down like that. Sometimes when they win those games and they get too high, and then the next week they got to go play somebody that they should be, and they turn around and lose to them. And you be like, how did that happen? So you can't really know. That is, you have to be a good motivator of your team. You got to know how to push their buttons. You got to know how to keep them even keel. You hear Coach Saban talk about it all the time. It's rat poison. Okay, because they get to reading their own clippings. And when they get to reading their own clipping, and nowadays they live on social media. Everything they do is based on, they know you, they know Mr. Campbell, they know Zoe, they know Scott. They'll email y'all. Man, they ain't talking about nothing. Okay, now I go out there and I'm out chasing women all night, broke curfew. Next thing I know, I go out there and try to play. What we getting? I ain't got nothing out of the dude. Hey man, where was you at last week? You caught 5 touchdowns last week. Then you can't catch a cold with ice block tied to your butt. Come on now, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Let's keep going.
You talking that ball. Hey, listen, real quick, real reset. Sipping on Sundays on a Monday, Off Script Network, Rocky Mill Channel, man. Zoe Phillips. Man, Coach Teddy Keat in the building, coaching. Lionel Mosby on there. Hey, man, listen, had a big guest, but I think probably, and you know how it is, flying into a certain airport. Man, as always, because he hit me, said he promised he was going to be on, but I think his flight got delayed, so I'm not going to hold these boys too much longer, man. Listen, Lionel, last thing, we're going to shut it down. Hey, man, listen, you PV versus everything. What your boys going to do? You see it was my big game now. I could have picked a lot of games. I knew what your boys going to do. Talk your talk before you get up out of here.
Listen. You know, we ain't never been as scared of a team who claiming to be co-champs and they ain't even beat the team that they co-champs with, but they buying ring. We ain't never been scared of no team like that. First of all, let's be clear. All right. So we're gonna handle business. That's all it is, right? Same thing, you know, SWAC championship game, we came, that first drive, everybody knew, okay, this gonna be a game, right? When they heard that boom boom on defense, they knew it was gonna be a game. And the same thing with Tarleton this week too as well. When they get that first hit and they realize, like, okay, this ain't just some little SWAC school, some little HBCU team like how they claim it. That's how they talking online.
Oh yeah, yeah, they talking real.
They talking real online. You know what I'm saying? So listen, we gotta give Shannon Sharp and Ocho something to talk about when they pull up the campus the week after. So we're gonna go handle business, man, and we're gonna get a win, and that's just what we're gonna do. So it is what it is. But I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Lionel Mosby Jr., PV versus everybody, man. Catcher, that's my nephew, man. Loving to death. So, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Look. Let me say this. I hope they do win. You know, because again, at the end of the day, you know, they win. I mean, it's gonna be a good look for the conference. Because even outside of that game, I think outside of the FBS games, I think the SWAC is going to fare well in what I believe will be the first time in a long time. So I hope Prairie does win it. because now you're talking about really changing the perception in week one. And we haven't had that in Lord knows how long when you talk about this conference as a whole having success or out of the 12 teams, you say you went 6 and what I'm saying, you go 7-5, you know what I'm saying, or 6-4 in week one. That's strong for the swag, for real, for real. So I hope Prairie View wins. I just my thing is for me being that it's week one, and yes, they have lots of things. The greatest outlier in college football is week one. That's why your best time to pick certain upsets, believe it or not, are week one. And typically, I would probably go on Prairie View in this situation. The only thing that gives me cause to pause is the SWAC just not has done well against any top 10 FCS program. At some point in time, can it be done? Sure, it can. But until it happens, it's just hard for me to see it. And that's what I'm rolling with. But again, I hope Prairie View wins. I'll be rooting for them. I hope they do. But again, we talking about the top 5 program. They lost a lot, but like I said, until we do it, it's kind of hard to go against the averages. And look, between the three of us on the screen, I'm typically the one who go off the deep end and be like, "Oh yeah," because trust me, I'm the only son bitch on this screen that pick Valley to win any damn game. Let me make that clear. So you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to go off on the deep end. I just, like I said, my heart is saying Prairie View, my head is telling me Charter State gonna win this game.
I know what your head and everybody say, but I'm just one of them people that I like it when we step up to the plate and we believe in ourselves as a teams and programs, and that we don't have our kids out here thinking the only thing we can beat is black college football. We're bigger than that. I think we have great. There's a lot of talent in these rosters. I'm talking about, and you got to. And we're gonna talk about this at some other point in time. I know we late tonight, but we're gonna talk about why haven't we had anybody drafted since Dion left, and how our how it's gone down. What is it? What message is they really sending us? And we got to talk about this now, because when you look on some of these rosters, there's some talented football players on there now. We're talking about good ones now, and we got to talk about that. And I know sometimes I don't want to get banned from TV or whatever, but I be thinking what other people don't think. So in order for us to feel like this, we got to play their teams. We got to hit them in the mouth. We got to do what we got to do. We got to quit backing down. We got to step up and play. Tennessee State play all those teams over in OVC and do fairly well. So why can't the rest of us play them?
And the MEAC too. They play.
MEAC too.
They got to play them. They ain't got no choice.
And I know you finna say something. So Howard and
I know I'm not.
In North Carolina A&T. Let me tell you something. I think they made that jump. As I ain't say we should just, they mean they got to recruit to that level now, coach. But it also, let's talk about organization. That means their organization got to make an investment to the level of the conference that they're playing in. And if you're not willing to make that investment, the level of the conference they playing at, meaning that you can't be the lowest funded team in that conference and think that you're gonna have some, better show up for you.
Coach,
you understand what I'm saying now?
Coach, look, I'm a call a spade a spade. I don't fall in this number. Everybody knows where I stand on this, but I'm telling you, you have a great number of people in this conference. Like I said, a lot of them are Jacksonians too. Where you'll hit there and say, look, all we play for, all we care about is winning the SWAC championship and going to the Celebration Bowl. But my thing is, two things can be true. You can care about that. But just because you care about that doesn't mean that you have to devalue everything else, because as a competitor, but notice these are fans, coach, and again, they don't get on their field, because as a competitor, I don't see how in the game of football, let me make sure I say this clear, you practice a hell of a lot more than you play.
That's right. That's the only sport you practice more than you play.
You practice way more than you play. And so you put in all this time and effort to turn around and play tomato cans. Make that make sense. You want to play the best that you can play. And again, no one is saying that when you want to schedule a competitive game, it's not saying, oh, you got to go out here and play Alabama and then turn and play Georgia. I hate when people go to the far left extreme. You don't have to do that. To play attractive games. Let me give you an example. When Prime was here and we scheduled Campbell, because they had the number one ranked recruiting class, everybody got up for that game. You know why? Because it was attractive. It was homecoming. It was an attractive game, and people got up for it, for whatever perception that it was. So my thing is, why not try to have that every week? It just makes sense. And again, you feel good when you beat a good team. For example, if the SWAC was strong, let's say everybody in the SWAC was strong, winning records, right? It's gonna hit different at that point in time if you say Jack State playing FAMU undefeated. Then they turn around, got play Southern, play Grambling, and they're winning. See, those games will hit different. But watch this. Does anybody from FAMU really care about playing Pine Bluff? No, they don't. Why is that, coach? Now, FAMU care about playing Valley because Valley been beating them, right? But take that out. Does Grambling care about playing Valley? No, they don't. Why is that, coach? Because the perception, because they know they're not a good team. So that's why I say you're contradicting yourself all day long. So you do care about playing good teams. It's just that we've been getting our teeth kicked in. But again, schedule attractive games. We're not saying schedule the toughest game you can find. Schedule attractive game. At the end of the day, somebody gonna win and somebody gonna lose. Point blank, period.
Well, Hutch, I'm gonna have to be dishonest. I mean, I'm on a lot of things. Hutch, our FCS black schools are at the top of most of all the rankings every year when it comes to buying tickets and selling out their stadiums. White schools, you can go watch Middle Tennessee State and any of them games there. You can find any seat you want. So I disagree. Black college football is followed well if it's a game they want to go see. And I ain't never been to a Jackson State game other than the Bell era that I've been there, and I couldn't find me a seat up there. So I think you remember that, don't you?
Yeah, but let me address it. EA, that's a horrible example. Do you want to know why? Because Missouri is a good team and they do get up for that game. But guess what? But the SEC is a tough conference, and LSU is going to play a tough non-conference game too. Yeah, they'll play a one cupcake, but I can assure you the other two games, because they'll play open the season in a classic game at a neutral site. It'll be a tough opponent. So that's a horrible example. Yes, you're going to have one or two tomato cans in your conference. But last time I checked, the SEC got 16 teams. Hey, how many teams are ranked in the top 25 in the SEC right now? It's 10 teams ranked. So 10 out of 16, that's damn good numbers. If the SWAC had 10 out of 12, the SWAC had 8 out of 12 teams that was above 500 at season's end, we wouldn't be having this conversation, will we, coach?
No, we wouldn't. And I want to say one more thing to Hutch. Hutch, I want you to do some homework before you speak on this, because I'm telling you, I just did a whole dissertation about it. The University of Alabama giving it from alumni is less than 12%. Less than 12. Miami is less than 11%. So it's not about that. They have corporate sponsors, TV money, different things that you don't have access to. They giving you a platform on ESPN2, but are you really getting any ESPN2 money? So they keeping you at a level that you have to be in order for you to come. I don't want to get too deep in this. The donation rate is, I guarantee you, if you look it up, I just did it, and I wanted to prove, because most of the people that come to the Alabama game are not even alumni of the University of Alabama. They are red.
They're called sidewalk fans.
Yeah, they don't. This stuff has all been proven. This ain't nothing I'm just talking about off the top of my head now. I've served as the RAC committee chair. I've served on the RAC for at least 8 years, and the D2 chair, and at the coaches level. So we've discussed a lot of things about football, and we have to go. Everything happens from top down. So we go from FBS, group of 6, 5, whatever you want to call them this week, and we go all the way down, because everything is built off this stuff. And these models are how they build football teams. And I'm probably one of few coaches that can build not one football team, but 2. So I understand that it's not really about that. It's about how can you get that money from them corporate sponsors. Okay, every company have co-op money. Some of these people will give Jackson State, who got all the stuff they need, they'll give Coca-Cola, get them $5,000. But the money that they give in Alabama is totally different. We're talking about $200,000-$300,000 they get, and that's just the difference in the co-op money.
Facts.
Coach, listen, Coach. Wait a minute, first, Coach. We're not gonna slide back. I think you told us you're getting your doctorate, aren't you, Coach?
I sure am. I'm trying to get a doctorate.
See, Coach, listen. You gotta let these folks know you doing this. You ain't just talking. You doing the research. That's why we got Coach Teddy Keaton on here. The other shows, they just be talking. We got Coach Teddy Keaton in the building. We got Zone, but we're gonna close this thing out, man. I'm gonna say this real quick, man. Coach, let me ask you a question. Your first sipping on Sundays on the Monday. How you feel, Coach? You gonna come back next Monday with us?
I will be back. I will be back.
But you can't talk about old stuff.
Well, You made a living tonight was in the reference bag about old school. We're gonna have some new games to talk about by the time I get back. I keep telling people all the time. If you really want to know about this money, we playing money ball now. We playing money ball. Even some of the schools in money ball can't even be playing money ball either because they ain't got the money to play money
They
ball.
ain't got it. They ain't got it.
For so long, the Dallas Cowboys own the league, but now they can't even play money ball.
They can't do it.
I'm just talking about what I'm talking about.
So listen,
So-
we're going to get out of here, man. Please hit the like button, man. And I got to say a couple. I got to say a couple.
I just want to say one thing before we go, Steve.
Go ahead, Zo. Go ahead.
Only thing you're gonna see in Nashville when them folks zeros hit.
Look, Coach. Now, Coach. Now you see him, Coach. You see him.
I see
You
him.
light it up already.
All right, don't let Matt Leone light it up now.
So, listen.
That's all you gonna see Saturday night, dog.
There it is. Man, first of all, I want to say, man, shout out to Jackson State University. Shout out to Tennessee State. I've got some VIPs that are attending their first HBCU football game. Jackson State Athletics, Madam President, President Gregory, Coach Barlow, man, got my folks taken care of, man. Big things we got going on, man. So shout out to Tennessee State and Jackson State, man. Mr. Campbell got some things going on, Coach. And so we're gonna talk about it in a couple of months. What I got going on, helping our schools out. But man, I want to thank those two schools because they really have put out the red carpet for my VIPs and stuff like that. Super excited, man. We will be back next week on Monday, man. Of course, we got to have the recap of, some of these storylines and see what played out, what didn't. We're going to have our big game once again. And then, hey, man, Zoe, you said we're going to have a theme song by the time we come back now. So we're putting that on Zoe. So, Zoe, can we have a theme song when we roll up in here? Now, you got to add Coach Keaton in there, too, now. When you get to give us Scotty, get us our Soul Brothers theme song. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm glad you said it. I'm going to put Method Man Little Brother on there.
See, Coach. Now, see, this man's supposed to be hospital and things like that. But, man, listen, man, we really appreciate you guys. And, like I say, unfortunately, my guest couldn't make it. That's what we're kind of trying to hold on. I will make sure that guest will get back because he is a big-time guest, and he was excited about coming on to talk about what he's going to talk about. But, man, I got a couple of other people coming on next week. They said they're going to check out your boy and everything. So, man, listen, we will be back. It is Sipping on Sundays on Monday. You know the question I always ask, what are you sipping on? See you later.